What is up, everybody? How is you guys' week going so far? Oh my God, it has finally cooled down here in Florida. Today was only in the 70s, but I did all yard work today, so it's been crazy. Hopefully, everybody is having a great week to this week. I cannot wait the next week. You know, we're about back to normal temperatures. We're going to be knocking out a lot of videos this next week. But of course, I do want to come out to you guys and hang out with you guys for a little while. You guys missed the garage vlogs. I'm in the garage door is shut right now. I might open it up. We'll see what happens. But man, it feels great here in Florida today. I hope everybody had a great week. I hope everybody got to like that the Friday Foam Friday video. A lot of you guys have been asking about that one forever. So of course, I listen to you guys like always, and apparently it's doing pretty good. So hey, you know what? That's what you get for listening to your subscribers, and I will always listen to you guys. And that's why I do these kind of things, because you guys ask for them. So why not hook you guys up and have some fun? You know what I mean? We're a fun YouTube channel here versus some of the other ones that get a little bit too, let's just say, anal about stuff, and they're just, you know, not on the fun side. And I'm here to have fun with you guys, and you know what? That's why I like where my channel's at right now versus having to worry that, oh my God, I don't have this stuff done. I can do whatever I want. I like that stuff. So how's everybody doing? Racer's Edge. Have you used McKee's ceramic spray? Have not. Product for tomorrow, nothing up, Aaron, don't worry about it. Remember, right now it's been a little slow. We're trying to catch up with everything right now. Today was literally yard work day. When I went outside, I was like, oh my God, it's only 70-something degrees in Florida. Holy crap, I'm doing yard work. So I busted. I mean, I did everything. We're talking hedges, shrubs, yard, edging, everything got done today, so it looks spotless because we got yet another write-up again this week. It's hilarious. I just throw them in the trash from the HOA. I don't even care anymore. But, you know, so I did a lot of catch-up work today, so maybe tomorrow I'll be back into regular. Not this week, but the following next week I'll be on vacation, so I'll have tons of time to goof off and do whatever I want video-wise. Hey mate, how's the cruise? It's pretty good, man. Love Disney cruising. Disney cruising is the way to go if you've never been on one. We are going on another Disney cruise here in a month. I know it's crazy. It was just kind of one of those spur of the moment ones. I like, look, I've got another vacation in November. Do you want to go? And she said, sure. And then we looked up some prices. They had Florida discount rates for Disney Cruise Line. We booked it. We're done. We're going away on another Disney cruise. So here we go again, right? You know what I mean? So it's worth it. Yo, Augustin, how you doing, man? It's been getting cold around here. It's not too cold. I'd say 70s are just right now, especially to get stuff done on the yard and stuff. So I did lots of work today. I was out there for a couple hours, easy, and the yard looks a lot better. But hey, you know what? You got to take care of your house once in a while too, you know what I mean? So what has been going on? What's been going on? I'm trying to read through everybody's stuff. How you doing, Christopher? Aaron, guess what? I work actual job. Congratulations, Aaron. Good to have you here. Good to actually see you working. 38 degrees where I live. Hell no. Rodney, what's up, buddy? What's going on? Yeah, today was in the 70s. This is the first time we've hit the 70s during the day, and since probably around January, February of this year. So as soon as I walked outside, I was like, whoa, we're in the 70s. It's cool today for Florida. It's cool. I was just like, dude, I'm going to knock it out. So I started mowing, and then I edged, I weed eated, and then I'm like, you know, I'm not going to do the hedges, and I'm going to start pulling weeds. I was just out there for hours because I was like, dude, I'm not in 95-degree weather. I'm going to clean up the house a little bit. So, and we get all these write-ups from the HOA of stupid stuff like palm trees and stuff, and I just don't even care. I throw those away. But for keeping up the bush and stuff that I can easily do, then I try and take care of that. Did you know IK foam sprayer? I've never heard of it. As a matter of fact, there's a company called McGillen's. They've contacted me and they want me to try out their foam can, and I told them, I'm like, sure, you can send it to me, but I'm going to give you how it goes. If I feel like it's overpriced and it's just as good as a regular cheap Amazon one, I'm going to call it out. I'm just letting you know right now, so don't expect me to just BS you. And he said, that's great, that's cool. So hey, we're going to have another company hooking us up with some stuff here soon. Other comments in the CD. I replied to other comments from CG and it's get deleted. Yeah, Chemical Guys, I've seen it from a lot of my subscribers. They do delete comments. If your comment is not positive, kissing ass and stuff like that, your comment will be deleted, and they'll say it just doesn't meet their guidelines. I've definitely seen that before. The only comments I delete that are not automatically caught by the spam catcher on my channel comments are vulgarity or cursing or anything that's just way off tone. You know what I mean? We're talking about just things we shouldn't be talking about, and it shouldn't be anywhere on the channel. It has nothing to do with it. That's kind of things are going on. A lot of cursing, vulgarity. You get these, you know, these YouTube trolls out there. They'll come in there and curse and stuff like that, and just F off and all this stuff. Well, most of the time that gets caught immediately by the spam bot because I have it set for certain words. But if they don't, they automatically get banned from the channel, and I don't even respond to them. So, but those are the only comments you'll ever see me delete. Anything else, I just leave it as is. You know what I mean? I just let it go. That's the way I see it. Washed my car in the driveway. 41 degrees here in Mishawaka, Indiana. No, dude, it's been nice because, you know, all week it's been still in the 90s here. And then today I went outside and I was like, phew, it's cold. I'm actually going to go mow because pushing the damn mower in 95 degrees, it sucks. You know what I mean, guys? Well, you guys might not know, but it really is bad. So I was like, dude, I'm doing work today, boy. And I just felt good. I felt crisp and clean. I'm like, we're just going to work hard today. And that's exactly what I did. Let's see. I made $132 every other week. My only work Saturday and Sunday. That's not bad, I guess. It gives you some spending money, toy money, whatever you want to buy. Maybe you want to buy some more car stuff. Maybe you just want to buy video games or whatever. It's a good way to get yourself started, Aaron. So I'd like to see that out of you. What's up, Bo Hunk? How you doing, boss? You know, when I first started working, I was 14 years old, and I helped make puppets for hand puppets for like churches and stuff like that, other private like schools and stuff like that. And I would actually help do it all around there. And he paid me like $4.50 an hour because I was underage and I just did a little bit of work for him, like, you know, 10 hours a week. And I did that. And then as I got older, he increased my pay and stuff like that as the years went on. And then I started mowing yards when I was 15 years old. And I mowed yards until I was about 19. And then by then I was working so much at my job, starting to work double shifts every single day, that I didn't need the money anymore, and I had to cancel all the yard mowing things because I was like, I literally don't have time anymore. I didn't need the money anymore because I was working double shifts, and it was just no point for me to go out there and sweat my ass off for mowing yards anymore. So that's why I did it. What's the humidity like in Florida today, Rodney? Right now it is really, really good. You know, it's I'd say it's only like 70 degrees outside tonight, so it feels really nice and cool. It's nice breezy here as well, so I'm loving it. Hold on, I'm going to turn my neon light on over here, so that way I can have the coolness. I love my neon light. See, it's here, but it's not turned on yet. I'll show it to you guys. Ready? 3, 2, 1, boom. I absolutely love the neon lights. It looks really good. That was one of the best things I bought this year that I spent. It was like $300 and something for that custom light, but I'm like, I want to say it's like, I think it's 3.5 feet wide, so it doesn't maybe look that wide in the camera, but it's 3.5 feet wide. It looks really good, and it was well worth $300. Bo Hunk, what's up, buddy? Ooh, I saw your Pure Car Soap foam can, and it's really funny. You know what, Marcel? I didn't know if it was going to work or not. You know, I try these goofy things because you guys asked for them. I have so many comments on it. That's got lots of views, actually, so I'm really surprised about it. And I'm going to do more. As long as I get these fun suggestions that aren't going to hurt the paint or anything like that, I don't mind trying the foam cannon. It's really no big deal to me. So 2 thumbs up there. I'm going to do some more of them. Where did you get it? So it's a company out of Las Vegas. So they design it for you and everything. You pick colors, everything you want. They sketch it out for you. And then you decide on the colors, which colors you want. And then from there, they actually subcontract the work out to China. So then it comes in directly from China, which was like, so let's put it this way. I ordered it and 2.5 weeks later, it was at my house. I was shocked because it came airmail from China. And it only cost like $360 for it. So it was really, really cool. They can design anything you want. And I was like, damn, that's it, you know? And it was here 2.5 weeks later. He said, that's fine. Like, they even sent me pictures of it being made and pictures of it when it was done and lit up when it was in China. And then it was shipped here. So it's really, really cool. I thought about having one on this wall over here for a motorcycle, like a green motorcycle here, a sport bike, and then having my YouTube channel, Niche Riding, in the middle of it. So really, I don't know, it changed up. So I have one wall for motorcycle, one wall for the car, and so he said he would love to do it for me. He said, just get with me when you're ready. So that's really cool. They can design anything you want, he said. What's up, Dalton? How you doing, boss? It's 48 in Winnipeg. Ooh, it's getting cold. When I was up in Canada, what was it, 3 weeks ago now? When it was up in Quebec, and then we stopped in Halifax, Nova Scotia, and I saw one of my subscribers, Matthew, up there. Kyle Osborne is his screen name. You guys have all seen him before. It was cold in Quebec. We were only in the 40s up there, and it was right on the water, so it was really cold. And they had frost those mornings, and that was like 3 weeks ago, so I don't feel that at all. I mean, with a jacket, I was fine, but right now, this early being that cold, I wouldn't like that too much. It would suck, because I can only imagine what you're guys going to have in the next month with all the snow. Hey, bro, just stopped in to see you live. Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for taking just a few minutes out of your day. You know what? If I get to say hi to a few of my subscribers once a week, just one-on-one with you guys, it means a lot to me. And so it means a lot when you guys actually take a few minutes to stop by and just say hi. I understand you guys are busy people. Maybe you want to go play some of the new Call of Duty Blackout. That's all I've been playing lately, guys. Seriously, at night, I'll play till like 5 o'clock in the morning, Call of Duty Blackout. I am obsessed with that new Battle Royale game. I love it. So as soon as I get home from work, man, I'm just like playing it nonstop. It's great. We're pretty good at the game, let's put it that way. So I love playing that game. And I understand that you guys have other things, maybe family things, maybe you got to get up early in the morning. So you know what, hanging in there for a few minutes with me, I really do appreciate that. So thanks so much for stopping by. I refer people to your channel. I sent a message to you on Instagram. I did see that, Dalton. I appreciate it. Feel free to say hi anytime. I don't go out there now. I don't go out and spam other people's channels. You will always never see me do that. I don't go out there. Some channels have tried to do that to me. They'll come into my channel and say, hey, come check out my channel. I delete those comments immediately, and I actually mark them as spammers because of that. So I actually make it so that they can't even comment anymore unless I verify their comments. It's pretty crazy because you do get these people that just want to build their channel and they just want to come spam. And I'm like, dude, get away from my channel. You know, that's really, no. So it's pretty funny. Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for stopping by with us. Hey, I just got a chance to go to the Masterson store in Anaheim. I wish I could too. I got to meet Greg, and happy to hear that you introduced me to the Mastersons. Good to hear. Yeah, you know what? Greg is one of the nicest guys I got to talk to. You know, for me, you know, back in the day, Chemical Guys channel, when he was at Chemical Guys and stuff, he was the main face of Chemical Guys. You know, I know he's not the owner. He was just their, let's just say, YouTube face, you know, but he really built up Chemical Guys to the company it is today, and I really believe that they would never be where they are without Greg. Greg is the perfect salesman, and he could be the amazing car salesman. I really, truly believe that. And when I actually got to talk to him on the phone a couple times, the guy is so genuinely nice, and just, he's so excited, like 24/7. I'm not that excited. Like, he's so hyper 24/7. I can't even deal with that because I'm like, oh my God, I'm more quiet than he is. And yet he's just the most friendly guy. And you think for somebody that's just so big like that, that everybody knows him in that kind of industry, whether they like him or they don't, is just still down to earth. Because I've met a couple of people, and you go to Detail Fest down there in West Palm, you meet some of these big company guys, and they just seem like they're a little bit stuck up. Like, you know, if you're not detailing these Maseratis and Ferraris every day, then you're a nobody. And you kind of get that vibe off of some of them. You know, they might say hey to you and stuff, and you ask them some questions, but you really can tell there's a difference there. And with Greg, you didn't see that at all. He was just, you could be detailing your Corolla. It didn't matter. He was so happy to talk to you and very friendly. So 2 thumbs up to Greg Masterson's right there. I wish I could get the ceramic spray from him. Maybe he'll send it to me. Maybe it won't. We'll see. But I know that thing is selling like hotcakes. He's already sold out of them already. Please do more spray waxes versus, I plan to, Augustin. What I am so excited for about this weather, to tell you the truth, is that I feel like I can go out there and do stuff again. When it's 95 degrees and your heat index with the humidity is well into the hundreds, I really don't want to be outside too much. Call me lazy, but I don't want to be out there in 100 and something degree weather making videos. I do it, but I run right back in and I'm like, oh, it's so hot. Well, now that the temperature's starting to creep down a little bit again, you know, maybe like only 80s during the day, dude, I'm going to be out there all the time, knocking them out like, you know, 3 videos a week, no problem. I can do that, but when it's 95 degrees and your heat index is 110, I'm like, I don't want to be outside at all. You know, when I mow the yard, I would literally just do the front yard and just stop. I'd be like, I'm done. Front yard's good. I'm good. And then maybe tomorrow I'd go do the backyard because I just didn't want to be out there in the heat that long. Hold on, I'm trying to read everybody's stuff. What's up, Ranger? How you doing, man? Just signing on, bro. Thanks so much for stopping by. No live stream for you tonight. Sorry, Dalton. I'm going to Disneyland 2 weeks. Looking forward to visiting Garage Hangout as well. Man, you guys are all going out to the West Coast. I've only ever been to California one time my whole life. I've been to Seattle, Washington. We went on an Alaska cruise. I've been to Vancouver on a cruise. So we've done the whole like Alaska cruise, and we've done twice. We've done to the one where you go to LA. The what's it called? What's the port in LA? I don't remember right now. I'm brain dead. Anyways, it's not a port of LA, it's somewhere else. Anyways, you go down to Mexico from that side, and we've done that one before, but that's the only time I'd ever been to California before. Can't wait for the suicide car wash in the foam cannon, mixing all the soaps. Yeah, Sean, I will definitely do that for you, buddy. I promise you. I did read all of the comments. I haven't caught up to it today or yesterday, but I did read all those comments, and I appreciate the info. I will definitely knock it out for you because God knows, you know, I've got soap for days, brother. I have a feeling it's going to do pretty good, though, because let's face it, you're going to put some good soaps in there, which we know are going to work pretty good. Please use 3D Nano Drum Super Soap, man. I've got to order it now. 3D hooked me up with a 3D Car Care 1, and I haven't tested it out yet. I've got to get it out for them. I promise I'm going to get it out. Now I'm back, and I have time to get it out, so we'll see. I really got to get a vehicle that's a little bit more rough in condition. That way we can actually see what it's going to look like. The GTR has a few swirls, minor swirls and stuff on it, where it's not going to take a miracle worker to get it done. So I don't know if I should try it on the GTR or something else. You know what I mean? What do you like better, Animal Kingdom or Disney World? Disney World, there's a lot more to do there. Animal Kingdom is pretty bland. The only thing I like at Animal Kingdom would be the Yeti ride or the Rapid River. Other than that, there's really nothing there for me. I think it's the reason why people criticize Greg about rebranding. I could see where it gets hard for Greg coming in from another company that he worked for and then switching over, starting his own company. I definitely understand where they're coming from on that, where the criticism comes in. But hey, what can you do? You know what I mean? You know what works, you know what sells, and so maybe you got to copy these things. I mean, imagine being a new company and trying to make car soaps. Jesus, everybody makes car soaps already. So what do you do? How do you break away from that? Everybody does it. How do you break into the market when I'm starting to see the market now flush with too many products out there where everybody has car washes and everybody is doing detailing companies now, especially the smaller companies. And how do they break out? How does Limitless break out? How does Rev Auto break out? Hell, Stoner Car Care is now trying to get full-on car. And it's got to be a really pain in the ass. Even Voodoo Car Care, I mean, they hooked me up with stuff. I mean, they're not the best stuff, and I told them that, and I told them what I'd like to see worked on in the future. And you know what? They listened. They said their whole crew sat down and watched my videos and, you know, read the reviews and watched my faults on it, which I say, this is what you need to work on. You know what? There's nothing that, it's got to be hard. I can only imagine, man. Poo Panda here. Good to see you again this late Sunday. Thanks so much for stopping by, Poo. Poo is one of my big boys right here in Port of Long Beach. Thank you so much, Dunzor. Yeah, we went out of Long Beach. Now, you can go out of the Port of LA, but the Long Beach port is where the cruise ship, we went on the Carnival Miracle, and we were parked next to, was it the Queen Mary or something like that? Queen Mary 2, we were parked next to that, and then we sailed out to the Mexican Riviera, down to Cabo San Lucas, Mazatlan, Puerto Vallarta, and I think it was one other we went down to on that side. It was really nice. It's a whole different Mexico than I'm used to. I feel bad for people who live in snowy areas and that come to New York because winter is coming. Yeah, dude, it was already cold, like I said, up there. When we were in New York, it was only in like the 80s because, of course, we stayed a couple of days in Jersey. Lacey, hey, Chad, Kevin from Destin, watch Autophonetic Lost Whatever. Your thoughts? I haven't seen it. I haven't seen their stuff, so I don't know, buddy. I really have no idea about that. It says I have school tomorrow because I won't be able to finish the stream. It's totally understandable, man. Don't you worry about it. You can always watch this later. It's not like a race that just stays on there for you guys to watch whenever you guys want. Same GoPro vlog. Will you try the auto drive soap in the foam cannon with just soap? I possibly could do that for you, Dalton. I could possibly do that for you. The soap kind of sucks, but hey, we can try it for you. You know what I mean? What do you expect from a Walmart cheap car soap, you know? Especially when you have McGuire's Gold Class next to it. You know, for like $2 more. Spend the $2 more. Do you think you'll try it the MTM foam cannon by Chemical Guys or Obsessed Garage? That I don't know, Brian. You know, when I tried that video here, because you guys get to see my stuff. Hopefully you guys can see it. Can you guys see all this stuff now? It's just like shelf after shelf after shelf. And this is just some of the stuff. The other stuff is over there in that closet in here. Just for you guys to see it. Literally, this is all car stuff. This is all car stuff. All that's car stuff. So you guys understand that I've tried out so many. Now, when I made the video the other day, here, see? So this is the Amazon foam can. This is the cheap $16 foam can. This is what I used when I made the straight soap one. I washed it out like usual. So when it's actually empty, when there's no more soap, I always let my foam cans just shoot straight water for about 30 to 45 seconds. Because all I want to do is just basically make sure it's rinsed out and there's no more soap left in it. But, I mean, for $16... I don't know if I see the point in getting some of these big name brands like the Chemical Guy one. I think when I first bought the Chemical Guy one years ago, I think it cost me like $60 for it. I think it came in a bundle with like Mr. Pink for like 70 or maybe 65. But you know, when now that I've tested the Amazon ones and I'm like, it's the same damn thing with brass nozzles and stuff. There's really no point for you to spend a lot of money. $16 is more than you need. Hell, if you treat it like trash and you broke it, you could break 4 of them or 5 of them by the time you pay for one Chemical Guys one. And it's the same thing. And let me tell you, I just wash out every foam can. Literally every time I just got it going. I'm just spraying it the entire time for another 30, 40 seconds to flush it all the way out. Make sure there's no soap left in there. And then I go ahead and put it away at the end. You see where I keep my stuff? And I don't have any problems with my stuff. I don't break my stuff. I don't just throw my stuff around. I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. PNS detailing products. No, I've never tried it, Chris. I've never tried PNS. Even Adams Polish rebrand CG. I've heard there's companies out there. I know for a fact there's companies out there, big name companies that use other companies' stuff, and all they do is put their labeling on them. They pay them to do it, and all they do is have that other company put the Adams or let's say whatever brand on top of them. So they are literally identical, but they're paying that company to bottle it and make it for them and just slap their label on the front. So it's kind of interesting to see. Queen Mary's right next to it. With the doc. Yeah, that's it, Dunzo. That's it. Try the Black Magic soap in the foam can. Oh my God, the Black Magic soap is horrible, but I guess I could maybe figure out something. What Disney World, what's the best time of year to go out there and visit? Right now, anywhere from October. Don't go during like Thanksgiving week. Don't go during Christmas week. Don't go during New Year's Eve week. January, February. After that, March, it goes bonkers. Everything is just nuts once you hit March because you spring break, kids are off, and that's when people come down. So don't go during March. Don't go during April. May is a little bit slow because it's still school time. June is when it starts picking up big time again. The whole summer will be packed. So don't go there. As a matter of fact, Disney, for the first time ever, Disney World now is going to start charging seasonal rates. So peak season, prices will go up. Off season, prices will come down. They've raised all their prices across the board. Everything is like, let's put it this way. You know a 20-ounce bottle of Coke that you get from your vending machine at work for $1? As of now, those are $4.50 now. They just raised it $1.50. They were only $3 before. Now they're $4.50 for a 20-ounce bottle of Coke. They just raised the prices. I think it has to do with their new union contract. They just had a new contract with their employees, and they're raising everybody's wages way up, like it's I think $15 an hour for basic starting pay. So Disney is now pushing the prices. As a matter of fact, they just raised their parking rate now. It's $25 a day now to park at Disney. And they just raised it 6 months ago. 6 months ago it was $22. Now it's $25. $3 in 6 months they raised the prices. So yeah, get ready. You're going to start seeing Disney $130 a day now, $140 a day just for one day at Disney. Get ready for it. It's coming soon. It's already like $118, $120 now. Yeah, I have tons of car products, Marcel. The whole back up there, this has like just boxes and boxes of stuff in there as well in the closet underneath the staircase. You should get some car brand banners like Honda and Nissan. I've thought about it, but right now on my wall, I want to just support the companies who have always taken care of this channel. They've sent me products to try, and I want to do my best to support them back. Whether they might make the best products in the world or maybe they don't make the best products, it doesn't matter. I support people who support me. So you take care of me. I'm damn sure going to take care of you. I have an old school tradition maybe where, you look out for those who look out for you. Some people nowadays, they don't care. They just use and abuse. I will not do that. If you are a friend of mine and you look after me, anything you need, you call me. I'll take care of you. And that's the way a way I've always seen it because I don't like to get burned myself. And especially if I will go out of my way to help you out, and then when I need something, you kind of blow me off, we're done right there. We're done. So I always will look out for you if you take care of me. That's the way I've always said it, and that's what I try and do. You browse Chemical Guy's website and look at products, and they say cheap store-bought soap accessories will damage paint. What? Why would they do it? Why would they damage your paint for? Which car company do you think is the best one out there? I would probably say either Honda or Toyota. They're going to last and last and last with very little maintenance to them. That's why they have the highest resale values on the market right now. Honda and Toyota have been kind of bland the last 15 years, but now Honda's bringing back the Civic Type R. I think their new Accords look really sporty and look good, like an Audi. I think they're really trying to break out of that funk for the last 15 years they had. Like the last time you had good Honda cars that looked good was in the 90s, and that's been a while now. For us guys that are starting to put on some age, we see the 90s as just, a couple years ago, but in reality, that's almost 2 decades ago. It's nuts, and we're well over 2 decades now. And that's the things we look into, and I'm like, just the Honda got boring, where Toyota is still boring. I know they're bringing out the Supra and stuff like that, but you know what I mean? That's just the way I see it. They don't really have anything still, but they make reliable cars as long as you don't care that they're boring looking. So I would say Honda or Toyota. Nissan is okay, but they do have some problems in some of their transmissions and stuff. So you just want to check up on that stuff. I heard German cars are not reliable. You talk to mechanics, they say they see them all the time, and they're very, very expensive to fix. You might as well just get an American car all day long because they'll be cheaper, or Hondas and Toyotas are cheaper to fix. Send a message with some of the Instagram suggestions. Yeah, I did see it. I just haven't read it yet, buddy. I was out with the family all day. What is the best car soap to strip your wax currently? Well, I tell you what, if you want to strip your wax with a car soap, I would either say the Meguiar's. Where's it at? Here, buddy. I got it right here. If you can still find it. I don't know if you can still find this. You can either use this stuff. This will strip your wax. At the higher level, it will strip your wax. It's from Meguiar's. Or the Turtle Wax Max Power. It will strip your wax as well. Hold on, I'll show it to you, buddy. Come on. Oh, crap. Like, stuff stuck to it. So if you can see this right here, you can use this as well, brother, and this will help you out. So either one of those will strip your wax, and it's a car wash. So they'll set you back $5 or $6, but nothing more than that. And these are pretty big bottles, so you're going to get multiple uses out of them. Just read the bottle like Mr. Pink, and you will know what I'm talking about. Mr. Pink, I don't know if I have a Mr. Pink bottle out here. Let me see. So for you guys want to actually see what I have. Okay, so this is the closet in the garage. It's under the stairs. Okay, can you see all the boxes here? Every one of these boxes, except for the golf balls. These are all car cleaning products from companies. Here, all down here. Every bit of this is car cleaning products right there. I don't know if I have any Mr. Pink left, I'll tell you that. Because Mr. Pink's really good out of the foam can. They actually do Chemical Guys knocks it out of the park when it comes to their car soaps, bean, and stuff. I do have the watermelon snow foam here from Chemical Guys. I'll read on the back what you're trying to say here. Medical advice is needed. What? This is only about like poison control and stuff. I don't see anything about that would ruin the paint or anything like that. Because it's pH neutral, so it's not going to do anything. But yeah. It's on the website. Hold on. Everybody started to get the camera suggestions tomorrow. Time to organize, dude. Nah, not really. I'm whatever. You know, I know where my stuff is, and that's all that matters. Now, all the stuff that's boxed in there, every bit of it's boxed according to what company it is, CJ. So, let's see, all Turtle Wax stuff is combined. All Masterson's is combined. All Limitless Car Care. All Chemical Guys. Everything is properly boxed there. And on the side of the box, this is what company the products are from. Down here, hold on, let me open the door a little bit further. Down here, this is all according to company as well. So one side is one company, and then they're all based on company as well. I've never tried Gary Dean's products, so I can't comment on it at all, buddy. YouTube messaging me. You guys are like having your own conversation. Great stopping by. I'll stop by next week because it's bedtime. Enjoy your night, Marcel. Thanks so much for stopping by. I know it's pretty late, and but that's when I hang out, and that's when I get my stuff done. You know what I mean? I'm gonna name my drink real quick. My throat's a little dry right now. We have a dragonfly that's like buzzing around in the garage. It got stuck in here. They're so dumb. Dragonflies are attracted to light, so that when you have the garage door open, they come to the light, and then they get stuck in the garage. They're not very smart. Oh yeah, Pepsi. What'd you say? Nice, thanks, man. Love your videos. Thanks so much, Andrew, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. I've been slow. I've been taking a break. When you YouTube is a lot. You have to eventually take breaks once in a while. Otherwise, you get burnt out. And I felt like I was getting close to the burnout stage, and I didn't want to get there because then, you know, all the big YouTubers have that problem. And they make out so many videos a week where it turns into a job, and they just need a break. And that's basically where I was starting to see myself get to, and I didn't want to get there. And so I've kind of enjoyed the couple-week break here. I'm just like, whatever. I know I'm not getting 1 million subscribers a month anymore. I know the YouTube ad revenue is down. That helps pay for all my products. But you know what? It's okay in my eyes. Thankfully, I don't have to do this as a job. Some of those big YouTube guys, this is their only job they get. So if they make any ad revenue, it has to pay their rent and mortgage or whatever. And I don't have to deal with that. So I'm okay with that. But you know, I do want to get back out there, especially now that I'm like in the low 70s. I was like, holy shit, we're going to be working lots of videos now. But, you know, detailing videos tend to go down in the winter because half of you guys are in the cold weather. So the views always go down in the winter when they kick back up heavy around March. What car products companies do you think are the best? Of the ones I have tried, Junior, I would say the best products would be either Limitless Car Care or Wax Gods. Either one of those two, I would back with my own personal money. I would literally buy you some stuff, let you try it out, and we go from there. I don't know why it's so out of focus. There it goes. I would say either one of those two. I am like Wax Gods right now has a 20% off everything sale right now. I would look into there. Limitless Car Cares will have them. I would say definitely wait for the big holidays. So your Thanksgiving, your Christmas, New Year's, Halloween, most of your big companies are going to have 30% off. If you're wanting to try any of these big companies, these are when you want to look into them, is when you have the big sales. They'll have like 30% off the entire store. This is when you buy them. This is when you give them a shot, because at that price, they're the same price as McGuire's. And for me, I'm like, you know, at 30% off, I want to try these smaller brands that are supposedly amazing, and then come back to you. You know what I mean? Have you ever heard of, you heard that YouTube went down? No, I don't know what you're talking about. No, so I don't think so. Everybody's talking to me about each other right now. I don't know what's going on over there. That's fine. We got 40 people in here this late night. What time is it? Like 12 something at night? Wow, it is. It's like 12:35 at night. So welcome all you night owls. You're like me now. Now, if you play some Call of Duty, we'll hit Call of Duty a little bit later, because I'm going to play that Blackout some tonight. I love that game. Oh my God, Battle Royale Call of Duty? Sign me up, buddy. Sign me up. Oh man, sorry. So thirsty, guys. So thirsty. Where's little man at? He's running around watching TV, watching his iPad, playing games like that all night long. I don't know why it's so out of focus nonstop. Hey Chad, nice haircut. Yeah, I just got it cut yesterday. It was getting pretty, it was just so long. I was like, just cut it all the way off and leave it short for a while. Chemical Guys products. I would say they're a B-rated company. They're definitely not the best out there. A lot of watered-down products. There's some good products there. That's why I give them a solid B, but I won't go any higher than that. There's just better companies out there, and for the price, I would steer you in different directions right there. You watch all your ads. Thanks a lot, Cody. I really do appreciate that. I mean, I don't ask for money. I don't beg for it. Some people donate, and that's great, and it really does help me out, but I don't go out there out of my way and ask for people to do stuff like that. So thanks a lot, man. The PS Pro, worth it. I don't mind getting a slim. I have the PS4 Pro when my PS4, the original one, broke down. Some of the HDMI cable, the HDMI plug in the back has a faulty one, and I was just like, screw it, and I went and bought a new one. And it's not had any problems with it. If you have a 4K TV, I say go for it. If not, then just spend a regular one. If $100 is going to push you into the Pro, just pay the extra $100 then. How many cars can you fit in the garage? Just two? That's all I can fit in the garage right now is just two. So when I go on vacation, I always put the blue Prelude back here. You can see the Groms in the front of the garage. The lawnmower goes back up by the door, and then the green sports bike goes in between both cars. And that's how I always park my garage. That's why we're looking in probably the next year or two to go ahead and sell this house and move to the other side of Orlando, where it's a little bit nicer side of town. And I told her a minimum of 3-car garage. 4 would be preferable, but 3 cars. So we're going to see how that goes. She's got less than a year now, and her student loans from med school are all paid off, which it'll free up a ton of money to buy a new home. Do you ever try optical car care? No, I have not, Chris. I'm sorry. Do you use Lexol car cleaner, specialty conditioner? I have never used it before. I know exactly what company you're talking about, but I've never personally used it. When your live stream's finished and it posts to YouTube, I'll leave you a link in the comments. Oh, you guys are all writing each other still. Jeez Louise, guys. Get a room. Get a room, Aaron. Get a room, Dalton. Go get a private room. Go talk to each other. Have fun with each other. Follow each other on Instagram. That's probably the way you guys should do it. You guys should follow each other on Instagram. Thoughts on Cold Night? I have bought it, but I just haven't tried it out, brother. That's all I got to do is try. I know you have to warm it up some. Otherwise, it's really, really thick. That's the only thing I heard you need to do. Warm it up some, and then it'll work out really good. Have you had any problems with parking the motorbike at work and people touching it? Not that I know of. I've never had any issues. There's about 10 motorcycles that park there at work on a daily basis. In the winter, you actually see a lot more motorcycles come out here in Florida. You know, when you get down to the 60s and 70s during the day, you'll see like 15 to 20 motorcycles parked out there. It's crazy because people are just, you know, they're fair weather riders, what they call them, where if it's a sunny day, they'll take it out. If it's a cool day, they'll take them out. But if it might rain or it's a hot day, they refuse to ride. And that's just the way it goes. Last night, I rode for like well over an hour. I was all over Orlando last night with my friend. He has a new Grom, so he wanted to ride around. The Mexican brothers, Dalton and David, don't have one. Jesus, God. Aaron, get yourself an Instagram. Hey, Chad, what's the best pads for D8? How many times can I reuse them? As long as you keep them clean, you could probably use them 3, 4, 5 times. So wash them as soon as you're done. Wash them out. Get the old waxes out. Let them sit in air dry. And then I like to put them in those big gallon-sized Ziploc bags, you know, with a pulled strap thing. That's how I always keep mine, brother. And they stay really good for a long time. You could, for orange pads, yeah, 4 or 5 times before they'll completely wear out. Maybe a little bit more. it's all about keeping them clean and taking care of them. Don't let them sit out in the elements. As soon as, like I said, as soon as they're dried out, put them in that Ziploc bag, pull the thing shut, and leave it sealed until the next time you use it. And mine lasts for a while before I ever have to get rid of mine. It's just the way it goes. But I've tried all kinds of different ones, from Chemical Guys to Griot's to Lake County. I think they're all pretty close to the same. 3D did send me a bunch of their pads. I haven't tried it out yet, so I'll let you know. They have what they call a spider pad. So it has like little cuts all in it. So when you actually put pressure on it, they kind of expand out like this and they come back in when you're done. So I don't know. We'll see how that works out. You know what I mean? Can't comment. What's that light blue in your garage that's on? Do you always keep it on? That's the whatchamacallit? That's the LED. Or the neon. Come here, I'll show it to you. Come here, Cody. Come with me a little bit here. Let me show you a little bit of how we do it down here in Florida. Okay? This is what we do, Cody. Right here, Cody. You see this? You see this, Cody? You see this? This is my neon sign. Now you guys can figure out how long it is. Look, it's 3.5 feet long. Now you guys see how big it really is? So from a distance, it doesn't look like it's that big, but in reality, this sucker is actually pretty long. And I love it. It looks great on the wall. Speaking of social media, I haven't heard from MySpace. MySpace went out like 6-7 years ago. I think they're basically dead. Thought about putting racing stripes on the GTR. Hell no. Hell no. That would look cheap as crap. No way. I see people park backing. What? I see people mark the backing plate. What's the purpose for it? What do you mean, mark the backing plate? Oh, I know what you mean, on the DA polisher. I was thinking like on a license plate. I was like, what? So what that does is, for you putting a mark on it, you can tell if it's actually rotating or not, okay? Because you know how it kind of is basically vibrating the whole time? So sometimes you think that your pad is not, sometimes if you put too much pressure on it, the pad won't actually move. So by marking the backing plate, a couple marks on it, you can actually see that it's rotating and you're not putting too much pressure down. That's all it's doing, is showing that you're not putting too much pressure down, because you still want to slowly see it moving around. You want to see it moving, right? That means it's actually working. But if it's not moving, then that means you're not actually cutting, and you're not polishing, and you're not actually waxing if it's not spinning around. If I get to more than 30 minutes, Mom would smack up me dome piece. Why? Neons are cheap to power up, man. Our power bill isn't really that. I mean, okay, we have a pool, so our power bill is usually like in the summer $450 to $500 a month for power, and then in the winter it'll drop all the way down to like $270. So it's just the way it goes. Get into focus. There we go. What's your favorite compound to eliminate heavy swirls? So Daniel, I've used tons and tons and tons. If you just want to go to your local Walmart, pick up yourself some Meguiar's Ultimate or Meguiar's Ultimate Compound or Polish, or both, whatever you need. If you want to go online and you're willing to buy things online, I've had decent luck with Chemical Guys. I used it for the entire GTR. It worked out fine, no problems whatsoever. I've used 303's new compounded polishes. They worked great. I have used even Turtle Wax's stuff, and it's worked fine. I think it comes down to proper technique. As long as you're doing the proper technique, you're probably going to get pretty decent results out of it. Some might or maybe be more aggressive and faster than others. Some might throw a lot more dust than others, and that's their claim to fame, that they are not as dusty, or they don't have a lot of dust. I think it's all going to come down to proper technique. That's what everything is going to come down to. Some of the bigger and more powerful machines, whether it's rotary or DA, rotary can really cut through stuff a lot faster than DA can. Direct drive, but they can just, you screw it up. Well, you can also screw up your paint. So it's just taking one level at a time. Some of them have a longer throw than a short, smaller throw, and that might make things faster, but that's generally about it. Thanks for the info. No problem at all. If you ever move to a different house, would you like a bigger house than one? Yeah, my wife only wants a bigger house. Here's my wife's thing on thing. She says, if you leave one house, you always go to bigger on the next house. That's her mindset. So the next house we would buy would literally be bigger than this house. And I want a minimum of 3-car garage, even though I would love to have a 4-car garage. We have talked about either copying this house and building it out there on our own land and just doing what we want with it. And if that were to happen, because this is a 2-car garage, you guys know, we would literally have the house extended that way, because this, it's just the streets that way. Then you would turn this into a 4-car garage, and then above you, there's nothing above but just the roof, right? having a full like playroom, or you can have like pool hall, whatever you want up there for movie and game room up there. So you can be as loud as you want to up there, and you're not going to bother anybody down here. So that's what we've talked about doing, is completely making that like a whole like a massive like playroom up there. We have pool tables up there. Maybe you want to have like, you know, video games up there. Maybe you want to have like a screen up there, projection screen, and put it on the wall and watch movies up there. Just something where you can get as loud as you want. You're not going to bother anybody in the house side. So it would add, hell, that alone would probably add like another 1,000 square foot to the house, just because you're extending it over the top. But then we'd have 4-car garage, which would make life just amazing. You know what I mean? $450 a month electricity. That's not really that big. Remember, the bigger house you get, the more expensive it gets as well. Private messages on YouTube are gone now, Dalton. They got rid of that last year. How do you wax the GTR, Alice? How do you wax the GTR without swirl marks and scratches? The biggest thing is it's all about proper steps. You want to make sure your pads are completely clean. You do not want anything in there. You've got to make sure there's no debris in there. And that gets back to where, hold on, let me get a drink real quick. Okay, that's going to get back to where you take care of them. You clean your pads, you wash them, let them air dry, and then you put them in a Ziploc bag. I'll show you exactly what I do. Where are they at here? So over here. I don't know if you guys can see them right here. Get in focus. Get in focus. So I actually leave mine in plastic flags, okay? And that's what I do. So as soon as I'm done, I clean them in the sink in there, and then I let them sit there, and where you dry the dishes at, and I sit them on their side, let them dry it overnight, and then I put them in the Ziploc bag. You want to make sure your pads are clean of any debris before you put it on the paint. Otherwise, that's just one easy way for you to be putting swirls in. Here you are trying to get the swirls out, and you're damn well putting new swirls in. So it's all just about maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. Make sure your microfiber towels are also clean. Inspect them. Run your hand along them. If you feel anything in there, pick them out. If you can't pick them out, then don't use that towel to wax or wipe off waxing your car or anything like that, because all you'll do is instill swirls right back in there. It's all about just the little things, because if you do those things, you shouldn't have to be instilling any more swirls, period. No, they got rid of the message box thing. They got rid of it, Pooh. It's all gone. Who would want a Tesla Model S mode with the mode on? I don't know. They'd be probably pretty close. They have the Tesla, of course, and they're back in town again. They just got back yesterday, so I'm like, oh, here comes the old people again. Old people are snowbirds are coming down. You have the V32. You'll be just fine, Daniel. I promise you, I have them too. I have all of them. What I did is I bought the 4-pack, the mini 4-pack, so I could test them. I used them in the GTR as soon as I bought it. No issues whatsoever. You find out what level of you need, whether polish or compound, depending on the severity of your swirls and your scratches, and then you just go to town with that level the whole rest of the way. That's all you gotta do. You always do a test spot, see where you need to be, and then you're like, okay, well, I don't need this level of aggressiveness. Now the whole rest of the car, you hit it with that. Now maybe you have a couple really bad scratches or swirls back here. For maybe that section, you might want to go to a compound, a heavier compound, or cut. Then you would go from there. But other than that, you don't need to go any more than that. Hey, buddy, first time I've been on your live stream. Yeah, there's Matthew. Happy birthday to Matthew Osborne. He just turned 30 years old. He is the subscriber we met up there in Halifax, Nova Scotia when we were up there a couple weeks ago. So, hello, Matt. What's going on, buddy? So that's him. So everybody say happy birthday to him. He just turned 30 years old. Now he's getting old. What up, Chad? Everybody else? What's up, Richard? How you doing, buddy? What you want a big ass for my wife, it's my wife thing. Remember, she's the big baller, so whatever she wants is the way it goes. I just want more garage space in reality. That's what I want. We don't live in New York where we have to have these itty bitty houses, you know what I'm saying? You know, we don't have to live in a high rise and have a little bitty house that pays $15,000 a month for rent. You don't have to do that here in Florida. We have space. You can actually build what you want, where you want, and how much room you want. It's crazy. Chad, I just got the Wax Shop cherry soap, and it is amazing. Dude, I told you. I wanted, please take a few minutes when you get time. Go back to that review and leave a comment of what you personally thought of it. Let other people see it. And I tell that for everybody out here. If you try any of the products I've ever tried, go in there and leave a comment of what you personally thought in there. Whether it's positive, negative, whatever. You guys leave a thing so that way if it is good, then people will say, hey, Chad's telling the truth. If it's bad, then maybe they question me and say, well, maybe he's telling a lie. But this way, there's more than one person giving their 2 cents. Because in the end, My YouTube videos are no more than my 2 cents of what I think of each product, okay? That's just generally the way it goes. So if I like a product, I'll say I like it, but maybe you don't think it's that good. So hey, go in there and leave a thing. I'm so glad that it worked out for you the way I did. I did write them. I asked them, I said, can we get sample bottles, anything that I could give away in live streams? He said he's going to the head that department, and he's asking them, and we're going to try and get smaller sample size bottles from the wax shop and let them actually let them send that to me, and I could do those in giveaways. So we are working with the wax shop. They said they are going to send me sample bottles. I don't know when it's going to be here, though, but he did write me back last week, and he told me that's what they're doing. I said I was so blown away, but the problem is it's hard to get your stuff without ordering online. Is there any way we can get some like sample bottles, anything, or send me a couple that I could personally give away, you know? And then he said, let me work. He said, we'll work on that right now. So again, big shout out to Wax Shop because they really want to get the name out there. And I'm telling you, I was completely blown away when I tried their products. Love this stuff. My parents and I are wanting to move down south, possibly Florida. Is Florida a good move place or somewhere else? It depends what you're looking for and where you are from. If you're from New York, New Jersey, like Cody, you want to come to Central Florida because that's all it is. New York, New Jersey, Puerto Ricans. That's all it is here. If you don't speak Spanish, you might not want to come to Central Florida, or at least Kissimmee side of Florida, because generally it all is just Spanish-speaking people down here. North Florida is different. The coasts of Florida are different. It all depends where you're at. If you're like living in the country or more rural, go to North Florida. North Florida, people are very, very friendly up there. It's a slower pace of life. It's just different, you know, it's way different. South Florida, of course, you got your Miamis, your Fort Lauderdales, West Palm Beaches. It's the money area. It's going to cost more to live, and it's the high life, but you're going to see Ferraris, Lamborghinis every single day. It's just no big deal down there because people are loaded, so, you know what I mean? For $100? I don't know, man. You might want to check your car and make sure it's okay. Are you still going to import a car? I have been waiting for a while now, Brian. We're down to 17,000 left on the GTR. I don't owe tons on it. I check it at least once a week to see what the auctions are in Japan, and I haven't seen the cars I'm looking for. So we're getting close to the point where once the GTR is about paid off, I won't worry about buying another car from Japan. I'll just buy a brand new car here because I really like the Civic Type R. They're already showing the spy shots of a 2019 refresh or whatever you want to call it, Civic Type R. It won't have as much black fake plastic on the bumpers front and the rear, and it will have a lower wing if you want the lower wing. Kind of like the WRX STI. You can either get it with a wing or without a wing. It doesn't matter. It's up to you because some people don't like the giant wing of the STI, so they actually get a no wing version of it. And so Honda's actually been testing it with the regular small wing they put on the SI or leaving the full wing. So that could be an option here in the future, like what Subaru does. So we'll see. I'm not the biggest fan of the fake bumper plastic on the front and rear. It doesn't really bother me that much, but I understand why a lot of people hate on it because it makes it look like it's real vents. In reality, there's no vents there. It's just fake plastic vents in the front. So I understand where it could be closed off and just make it look a little bit cleaner. So we'll see. Again, Tokyo Auto Show comes up in January. Nissan's already announced they're bringing out the new Z car, the new whatever Z it's going to be called now in January. So we'll see it. I'm hoping Honda shows off their new Type R models, as well as maybe Honda pulling a wild one out of their ass and saying, we're going to bring the Honda Accord Type R to America. And I'll be like, yay, because that'll be the car I'll buy. Because the Accord Type R, it's more of an estate car. It's bigger, more roomy when you get in it, and I think that's what I love one of those. But hey, you know what? I'm not going to hold my breath on it. We'll go from there. I've got no problem with Civic Type R, and by next fall, I'll be out of debt with the GTR is what I'm hoping for, so it'll be no big deal for me. You tried Bead Maker, or haven't you tried it? I don't think I've tried it yet at all, buddy. Can you mix different compounds together in the same pad? I've done it before. I think there's that much of a problem. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how well effective it is one way or another, but I've screwed around with that kind of stuff before, and I haven't seen issues. I've been looking property in Florida and still seller's market. Actually, prices have been coming down. I have noticed that because we've looked at houses in Windermere, Florida, which, you know, is where the rich people live in that side of Orlando, and prices have definitely come down to homes. The homes aren't selling. Is it hard to refinance a house? I just want to know how it works. No, it's not, but you're still going to have to pay all the fees and stuff like that afterwards, just like you're closing on a mortgage when you first buy a house. That's all you're gonna have to do, because of course they're gonna charge their mortgage fees and all that stuff. So you will have to pay. I don't know how much the closing fees and stuff are, but that's all it generally comes to. The interest rates now are going up. They just went up again this past week. If you follow the news and stuff like that. So the federal whatchamacallit just raised the actual rates again. So I don't know. You might want to check on it sooner than later if you are seriously looking to refinance like that, because I know for a fact we can't, even if we wanted to refinance, we couldn't get the house for as low as we pay interest wise on it right now. Let's put it that way. It would be now like 4%, even with her 800 and something credit score. Yeah, it stopped raining all week. It only rained twice this whole week, but I was in bum mode. Let's put it that way, and I didn't do much. Friday it rained. I think Tuesday it rained. But other than that, it's like today was only 70 something degrees. I did nothing but like a couple hours of yard work today. That's all I did: trimming the hedges back, pulling weeds, getting everything ready for new mulch. Mowing everything, weed eating everything. I did all that today. This whole evening, it was so nice and cool outside that I was like, yes, it's like 75 degrees. I'm going to work. So, but there was no rain today. It was just a great day all around. It rained last night. That's right. It rained last night as well. So, not too bad. Are you worried about the hurricanes? No. Born and raised in Florida, you don't really worry about hurricanes. You just prepare for them in case. Like we have extra water bottles here. You can see the water bottles down there. You get stuff like that. You have extra stuff. I've got like 3 cans of 5-gallon gas things. We bought extra gas containers. We don't use them. But we just leave them up in the storage in case one were to ever happen. We could pull it down and then go out to the gas station. But we've never used them before. You do just common sense stuff, have some basic stuff. Have you ever tried new polish? Once a year polish. So Dalton hooked me up with one of their polish. Where's it at? From New Finish. It's whatever. I can't find it now. Now I don't remember where I put it. And it was pretty decent. I'll actually tell you, it was. For an over-the-counter product, it was pretty decent. I'm looking for it right now, but I can't remember where I put it. I'm having old-timer syndrome right now, and I just can't remember right now where I put it. So I'm sorry, but I did use it. It's like a spray stuff, and it actually worked pretty good for what it was. What are the rates going in? Why are the rates going up? What the federal government does is they try to combat inflation. So you don't have runaway inflation where prices are like ridiculously high for everything. So what you do is you try and counterbalance that by raising the interest rates on stuff. Like inflation was so bad in the 70s, but interest rates were just ridiculous. I mean, they were so high up there. Old timers will tell you back in the 70s, interest rates to buying a house were like 18% interest rate to buy a house. 18%. Okay, for a good credit card now is only like 8 or 9% for a good credit card, and you're like 18%. Holy hell! We bought this car. I have such a high credit score. I paid 2 point something% on a used car. My wife has 0.9% on her minivan because with all new Toyotas, as long as you had like a 7 something or above, you got the 0.9% straight from Toyota. But back then, can you imagine paying 18% on your loan? I mean, dear God, your payments would be so much higher every month. And that's what they're doing. They're just trying to combat inflation. It all gets down into some deep financial stuff you'd have to really look into. By the way, I ordered the wax shop from the Auto Geek. They carry it now. It only took 2 days to get it. I didn't have to wait 2 weeks on Amazon. Oh, yeah, dude, Auto Geek is awesome. I will give Auto Geek props all day long. They're based in South Florida. They are so fast to get stuff out. Literally, tomorrow afternoon, if I order something from Auto Geek, it will be here by Tuesday. Now, granted, I'm in Florida, and I understand that, but they are so quick like this. I have bought hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars of products from Auto Geek. I've been to their Detail Fest 3 times now. I'm telling you, it's definitely the way to go. They're so nice and so easy to deal with. What videos are you putting out this week? Oh, I don't know yet. We're going to see. Now, I drove the GTR once this week. I actually drove it last weekend all the way over to Winter Haven, Florida, when I recorded the Honda Monkey unboxing, the little new motorcycle they have, the 70s retro style motorcycle, so it took me like 40 minutes to get there and 40 minutes back on the backcountry roads. I figure, okay, it's been sitting here since before the cruise. I've only driven it the one time. That's it. So it's got some light amount of dust on it and stuff. So I think I'm going to try out the wax shop detailer on it, just kind of get the dust off and get a good idea of how well their detailer is. Detailers are, let's face it, they're all pretty close to each other, so we'll see what happens. Have you tried your insulator wax? No, I have not, Matthew. I think I'm going to try that on the Blue Prelude, because when I use the Purple Power, you guys remember when I made the video of the Purple Power here, the car wash here? Remember when I tried this, guys, a couple weeks ago? Well, of course, this is a wax stripper, and what do you think it did? It stripped the wax off the Prelude that I had from the HD1, HD Speed anyways, so I need to actually re-wax it, so I think that's probably the car I'll be using it on. What do you think of the new Toyota Supra? I'm not a big fan of the way it looks. I think they're going to be very overpriced, Matthew, and I think they're going to be very slow. They say it's only going to have 330 horsepower. I'm like, but my old 370Z from 2009 had 330 horsepower. What the heck are you thinking, Toyota? I think it's going to be, because of the Supra name, it's going to be very overpriced. I'm talking 50, 60,000 for it, and I think it's going to be very slow. I bet I will be shocked if it does 0 to 60 in less than 4.5 seconds. I will be honestly shocked if it does 0 to 60. 330 horsepower, you really aren't going to get going that much. And it's a rear-wheel drive car, so it's going to spin off the line, where an all-wheel drive car locks up instantly and gets going, like a GTRs, use Subarus and stuff like that. Evos can, boom, right off the line, they're gone. There's no wheel spin, really. I don't see it. I think it's going to be very overpriced for what it is. I think for like the entry-level one, I bet it'll be $48,000. And, you know, every dealer is going to push those things to the roof. Oh, we've got the new Supra. Oh, what? Did you say the MSRP was $59,000? Best I can do is $65,000, $70,000 on it. It's rare. It's rare. At $70,000, you can buy a used GTR all day long, which would smoke that. So I don't see that it's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be overpriced, and I think they really kind of screwed up on this one. I really think they didn't need to work with BMW. I understand. I guess it saves money financially for them because both companies invest in it, but I just think it was maybe a little bit silly on their part because it's the Supra. You got to live up to the Supra name. And even the Z4, they've already showed the Z4 now from BMW. It's already been released, and it's just like, meh, no big deal looking, you know. So, and you know it's not going to do anything better than 4.5. So it's like, are you serious? Like brand new stock WRX STIs are running in the high fours, and it's like that car is like $37,000, and yet you're going to probably charge like $60,000 for a Supra. I don't think so. I don't think so. Have you ever tried Chemical Guys Insta Wax? No, I've tried something from them. Their banana spray wax. It was okay, but it didn't last. It did not last at all. It was pretty like fast. C5 Corvettes are okay. I like the newer Corvettes a lot more. The brand new ones, I think their designs they actually did really good with. They're actually pretty. Make sure you shake that insulator wax separates. Yeah, I know, Matthew, where you actually have to heat it up as well to make it really useful. But yeah, I definitely still have it. Heading out, Logan. Thanks so much for stopping by and spending a few minutes with us. I really do appreciate you guys, every one of you guys. I seriously do. Thoughts on McGuire's fast finish? I love it. I love it, Gabrielle. Go get you some. Go get you some. It's worth every bit of $14 or $15 at all the auto parts, Advanced Auto Parts, AutoZone, wherever you're going to get it from. Go get it. I think you're really going to like it. Thoughts on Mitsubishi? The last Mitsubishi that was worth the crap was the Evo, and the Evo's gone, so the rest of the company sucks now. I would not buy any Mitsubishi from them. Very cheap quality, very low-end quality. Never buy from Mitsubishi. The fact that they took the Eclipse, which was like amazing little sport coupe all through the 90s and stuff that everybody loved, and just bastardized it by throwing it on a crossover, just completely ruined it. You could have called it whatever. Who really gives a crap? Mitsubishi, I don't give a crap. Literally, they could have called it that, and that would have been fine. Whoop-de-doo. But don't call a crossover the sports car name that you had for 25 years. Don't do it. You might as well make the next Ford Mustang an SUV. That's essentially what they did, and I just think that it was just a slap in the face to all true Mitsubishi fans. And I know Nissan now owns like controlling stake of it, so hopefully Nissan will resurrect an Evo and really fix that company. But I know Nissan, I think Nissan recently bought them out in like the last year or two, so hopefully they're going to start correcting and bringing back some of their well-known names. I think they could really do good with an Evo again. Maybe make a much more updated Evo, because STIs are still selling like hotcakes. I mean, I don't know why they stopped making it. I really don't, but you know, then again, Mitsubishi, they said, was probably only a year or two away from being, you know, leaving the United States because of financial reasons. Like Suzuki, they left the United States. They just kind of fell apart. Get that faster. That's pretty good. $9, yeah. Alfa Romeo. They're cool looking cars, but I know they're made by like FCA, and which is kind of like Daimler Chrysler, or not Daimler, but you know what I mean, the Chrysler brand. Quality is garbage. I would never buy it. If you watch any Top Gear from the old days, they dog the living crap out of they're pretty cars. They look great, but damn, they don't last. And it's just like, no way, no way. You're going to see fewer Evos because of the fact that they don't make them anymore. They haven't made them for, what, like 3 years now, so you're not going to see them as much anymore. Where the STIs, of course, they're still making, there's still a high demand now. Now that the Mitsubishi owners, if they still want that type of car, have to go to Subaru, now you instantly double the amount of people who are buying those type of cars. I see the STIs everywhere here in the Orlando area. Everywhere. Every day I probably see 2 or 3 STIs. They're just everywhere. I saw an Evo tonight, but that was the first time I saw an Evo in a couple of weeks at least. But STIs are literally a dime a dozen. They're everywhere down here. But like I said, now they have nowhere else to go, so they have to buy an STI if they want a 4-door little car like that. So it's the way it goes. Oh, I'm sitting on my motorcycle. I just need a break. What's the wax regimen? Actually, not that much. I put sealant on it. I put sealant on my GTR, so I don't need to do it near as much because sealant can last up to 12 months. I found out through personal testing that I use the Chemical Guys Jet Seal. It actually lasted longer than that because my car sits in the garage, obviously, so it's covered all year round. So it actually lasted much longer than 12 months in most areas of the car. So I don't do it as much with the wax. So it really works out great. I am planning to do a full-on, what's it called, brain fart here, a ceramic coating on it. I just need time. The biggest thing with working on my own cars now, when it comes to dehealing and stuff like that, is obviously it takes hours and hours to get prepped, and then you have to apply it, and then you come back. I think it's an hour later, and you put the second coat of ceramic coating on there to make sure it's like properly done. What do? I have to watch my son. So what is my son doing all day while I'm in here? What's he doing in the house? Is he out with me? Is he running out in the yard, going to go on the street? It really makes things harder for me. I would never give up my son, but these are the things that I have to deal with because I'm also a dad and I watch my son during the day and I work in the evenings. Should I get 86 MR2 Turbo 97? You could. Why don't you? I like the MR2s from like the 90s. I think they look a lot better. That's just personally me though. I just think they look really, really good. Why don't you look into a Supra? You could have a Supra. Get a used Supra from back in the day. You would be balling out there. I saw a Supra yesterday. I knew it right away. The whole back end, he came out of the side of the neighborhood and just like started doing this to it. I knew I could see from the taillights from right away. I was like, yep, that's a Supra up there. And sure enough, it was. You could get yourself an automatic Supra. I mean, automatics don't fetch near the price of a stick shift Supra. If it's non-turbo Supra, and so it only has like the 200-something horsepower engine, they're even cheaper. But you would still turn lots of heads rolling with a Supra everywhere you go. Suzuki motorcycles. I guess they're okay, but the GSX-Rs are kind of known as like the squid bike, and squids meaning they don't usually use gear, helmets, anything like that. And they're kind of those kids that think they're like too cool for all that stuff, and then they wreck, they get hurt because they're doing stupid shit out there on the roads. But quality-wise, I haven't heard anything quality-wise against them, but it's kind of like that name that's associated with GSX-Rs because they're kind of like the douchey kids and stuff like that. So I don't know. And like they're always the ones squidding without any gear at all, and they just think they're so cool riding down the road, and just they give you a bad rep. You know what I mean? And that's the sad thing because Suzuki, it's not their fault that these kids buy them but they're so much cheaper, and that's what the new riders usually go for is the cheaper bikes, of course. So I don't know. Mr. Pink or McGuire's Wash and Wax. Mr. Pink is going to do way better in the foam cannon. Mr. Pink does not have a wax in it, so if you want a wax in it, you probably should look at a different line up than Mr. Pink. But Mr. Pink is usually just a regular 2-bucket or mainly for the foam cannon. I would definitely say it's great in the foam cannon. Otherwise, it won't do that. Pig's time, got to go out and you watch that. It really is a pain in the butt, and my wife is never around, obviously, during the day, so I can't leave him with her. So that's a problem. Obviously, she works Monday through Friday, and then, of course, on Saturdays, one Saturday a month, she has to go and work at the clinic. That's part of her contract, where the first Saturday of every single month, she has to actually be there like it's a regular work day for her, so it sucks. I really like, if you're going to talk about a wash and wax, I like Mother's more, and I also like Eagle One's wash and wax better than actual McGuire's. It's just my own personal thing. As everything on this channel is my 2 cents, that's the way I see it. Talk about motorcycles. What are your thoughts on Ducati? Very expensive, overpriced, not reliable. As I've seen many of the big YouTube moto vloggers out there, they buy Ducatis and they fall apart real easy. Especially like their dual sports and off-road bikes, they're not the quality. The Japanese just dominate quality all day long. I want something that just goes and goes and goes and just basic maintenance and it just works. I don't want to spend my time dropping it off the cars or the motorcycles in the shop, getting them fixed, and then getting them back, and then spending all this money to have them fixed. I just want to ride or I just want to drive my vehicles. That's it. And I just don't have any problems with my Japanese stuff, and that's the way I like it. Thoughts on VW Tiguan? VW, obviously, they've had their problems recently with, the Dieselgate and all that stuff. I don't know how well their reliability is. From what mechanics always say is the worst reliability are going to be like your German cars. They're very expensive. They don't have great reliability. And I can't see myself giving money to a company where I think in 2-3 years from now I'm going to have major issues and the insurance isn't going to cover, or the original warranty is not going to cover it anymore. It's just my own peace of mind. I don't want to have to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars on parts because it fell apart 3 years later. And I grew up in an era, I was obviously born in 79. So I was a kid in the 80s when cars usually lasted 2 or 3 years, and that's it before you'd have major issues. I still remember my parents' 1987 Chevy Celebrity. 3 years after we bought it, when the warranty ran out, the transmission completely went. 3 years old. And it didn't even have 100,000 miles on it. I think it had like 70,000 miles, and the transmission completely went. I mean, they were just complete garbage cars back in the day. Americans did not build good cars. Germans didn't buy them. And the Japanese came in and said, hey, just change your oil, change your minor maintenance stuff, and we'll last you for 10 plus years easy. So I grew up in the era when the 90s was blowing up. I was a teenager, and I saw that these Japanese cars would last forever and ever, and they were cheap to fix. They didn't have any problems with them. Yeah, they might have cost $1,000, $2,000 more than American cars, but they were worth every penny. Over the time, you were spending way less. So I've always tried to stay with Japanese cars because I grew up in that, where I saw American cars just didn't last, and they were complete garbage. I mean, literally, they're just in the shop once every 6 months, and I'm like, oh my God, Japanese cars, let's see, I had the 370Z for 4 years. I never had one issue with that 370Z. I had it 4 years of ownership. I've had the GTR now for almost 2 years now. Never had a single issue with it. Now, granted, I haven't put many miles on it. My motorcycle here I bought used with 4,000 miles. It has 15,000 miles on it now. So I've had it about 3.5 years now. The only thing that went bad on it is the stator, which essentially is your alternator, that went bad. That was it. I've put new tires on it, just basic maintenance, oil changes when it's due. And other than the stator going bad in this motorcycle, I've never had a single issue. I had the Kawasaki Ninja before that, the Ninja 250 little learner bike. The only thing I ever did with that was just oil changes and new tires. I never did anything different with that. The Grom, the same thing, the Honda Grom. The blue car, my blue car I've had since 2006. It has 197,000 miles on it. I think I've put, let's see, I put a new AC unit in there. When it was about 10 or 11 years old, I put a new AC unit in there. What else have I done to that? Maybe new batteries and alternator over the years. That's about it. And then other than brakes or calipers and basic wear and tear stuff, but no ever big expenses. And I've had that car since 2006. If that tells you anything, seriously. What did I had? I had the control arm just break on me early this year. So that was it. I put on all new shocks last year, or whatever you want to call it. So what? I've had the car for how many years? And it's just the difference. I mean, the control arm broke. The damn thing's 17 years old. 17 years old, and it just now broke. Are you kidding me? The shocks I had them done last year, so it was 16 years old, and they were all done. That's it. I mean, these are things that you just basic stuff. And over time, 17 years it lasted. American cars back then, it wouldn't last, and that's my own personal thing. So I know it's just a personal rant, but that's just the way I see it. I'm not spending money, throwing money at stuff that it's not going to work. Have you ever tried Turtle Wax's ice sealant? I have. You talking about their? Yes, I have used it. Very good stuff. It's harder to get now though. So I review on a hybrid Tesla. It has 8-inch or so iPad and the cruise control volume. Damn all the technology. The problem is, imagine when that Tesla's screen breaks. How much do you think that thing's going to cost to fix? Oh my God, I bet it's $5,000 for that screen to be fixed. Just, oh my God, can you imagine that? It's just going to be expensive. Do you recall Chemical Guys Pete's? I know what you're talking about, but I've never used it before. Would the Sienna beat the GTR in race? No chance. It's fast, but there's no chance in hell. Thanks so much for Mr. Chad for your advice. Greetings from Trinidad. Thanks so much, man. I appreciate it. We'll be in the Caribbean again next month on another Disney cruise. We're going on the Disney Fantasy. So this time it's going to be a very Merry Christmas cruise. So like the whole interior is going to be set up for Christmas. They're going to have like Santa Claus there and stuff like that. Like when this last cruise we went in September, it was a Halloween. There was a Halloween on the high seas or whatever. So it was all Halloween decorated. It was really cool. I've had my car for 10 years now. I never had an issue. Basic maintenance and it breaks, new tires, oil change. It really is how you take care of it. But as a guy who's been there and saw how bad American cars were, I'm just like, ugh. And I know how much German cars are to fix. Their parts are ridiculously expensive. Man, I love your videos. What's your opinion on 2000? The G35 coupes were always awesome. I really liked them. I wasn't the biggest fan of the G37s, and I don't really like the new Q50s at all. I just kind of think they're like, meh. But the G35's pretty vehicle, really nice. I think if you're looking to buy one, just find one in really good condition. Have an independent mechanic go over the whole thing, give you a heads up on what repairs need to be done on it, how much it's going to cost you, and then, look it up from the blue book and see, okay, where's a fair price to offer for this, and then you go from there. That's the way I see it. That's the way I do everything, that's the way I buy stuff. I look at stuff, especially if it's used, and I look at prices and see how much they're going for. Like when I bought the GTR, my first choice was the deep blue pearl they had. It's a very beautiful color in the sun. But every dealer for a 2013, they wanted like $72,000 for it, and they really didn't want to budge because they only made the blue for like 2 or 3 years, and that's it. Where the red has been out for years. And with this one, they were asking $68,000, and I got them down to $63,000 for it, or $64, somewhere around there. So I actually knocked down like $4 or $5 grand off of it, and that's just the difference. So I have to look and see. Okay, well, I'm like, do I really want the blue that bad? No, I don't want the blue that bad where I'm going to spend that much. So I didn't mind taking the red because I already had the 370. But I did a lot of research online, see how much they were selling for. Like if you wanted a white, a black, or a gray, or silver GTR, they were way cheaper. The blue, for some reason, is very expensive. It carries this thing more. 88 Civic, 215,000 miles. It's my daily. Occasionally do the Kanjo thing, 11 miles per gallon, 11 gallon per tank. Wow, okay. As a matter of fact, for an update for you guys, so last week I finally wrote the guy. I'm like, what is taking so long to fix my Prelude? You've had it for 4 months now. What the heck is taking so long? And he said he was trying to get the new ECU from somebody in the Prelude community, and nobody had one. So I said, well, what do I need to order? So I went on eBay, had it shipped directly to his house. He sent me the video today. The car's completely running. He said there's 2 issues left that he found now that it's running. So the ECU is running. The white car's running. He said it has a heater. Something is wrong, faulty. And then there's the alternator has a faulty issue with it. And he said it's not good. It's cranking out 16 volts, which is too high. So I was like, okay, well, let me know I need to buy it, and I'll buy it right away. So let's get this done. I want the car back. I'm paying insurance on a damn car that I haven't driven since last November. And so he's going through everything. He said the transmission shifts smoothly as butter now. Everything's ready to go. It just he wants to fix those 2 things, and then he's done. He said he's only throwing 1 more code, and that's it. So I'm like, okay, cool. Well, if I need to buy a new alternator, I was like, tell me how much it is. And I said, we'll get it done right away. So the white car should be back here in the next couple weeks, I'm hoping. I don't really, because I finally started getting on him. I'm like, dude, you've had my car since July. I want my car back, or I'm just going to sell it because I just don't give a damn about it anymore. And so that's when he finally told me I just needed the ECU, and I said, fine, I'll find one online. I bought one, and sure enough, it works. And I'm like, come on, man. So it was really no big deal. I'll finally have my old 91 Prelude back, but the paint needs to be repainted bad, so we'll see what happens. Here's a question. When did the shelves get stocked for 2019 products? And between February and March is when they always roll out new stuff. Turtleback's personally told me that. February to March is when they start rolling out the following year products. And that's the way it goes. When you say Japanese model, are you including Mazda? Yeah, Mazda's fine. They're not my kind of cars where I like the looks of them, but a lot of people like the looks of Mazda. But for me, it's just not me. Any plans for the GTR? Ben, I only have an exhaust done right now. The plans are to get my title and pay the damn thing off, and then to see where things go from there. Other than that, really nothing, really, honestly, to tell you the truth. The car is fast as balls anyways. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody in this chat that could beat my car. So it's kind of like that's the way it is out there in real world. there's not many cars out there on the street that are ever going to touch the GTR. So it's like, do I really want to sink more money into it, or I know I need a four-door car? It's starting to get annoying having to go in. So this is me right here. Okay, guys, I'll give you an example. All right, come on, Nathan. We gotta get you in the back seat. Okay, so here we are. We're opening the car. I've got to put him in the back seat, right, guys? So now I've got to pull this forward. Obviously, I have to push the seat all the way up, and then I got to squeeze him in the back seat of the GTR, or the Prelude for that matter, which is even smaller. That's starting to drive me up the wall now. My son's a lot bigger now, so I'm just like, oh my dear Lord, I'm really kind of sick of it. So I really would like to have a four-door car to add to my collection and let the four-door be my new permanent car. Like, I really want to send the blue car off to a full restoration shop, have like the rust all cut out, have the whole car repainted, you know, do everything 100% back. I'm gonna spend like $4 or $5 grand to redo it. I really want to do it, but the only thing that I've been holding back from doing it is just because of the fact that I still owe $17,000 on this, and I'd rather have this completely paid off before I spend any money on it. But that's my goal, is to actually send that off for a couple weeks, have the rust 100% cut off, and have it when they pull it out to me to look like it was brand new in 2001. Not a scratch on it. The paint is immaculate. The interior is immaculate in condition. I mean, the interior is already fine. It's not a problem. The steering wheel has a little bit of the steering wheel peeler on the top, but generally have it back to absolute mint where we look like we rolled off the factory in 2001. And that's what I really want to do with it. And then that to be parked in the garage and clear coated, or like ceramic coated with it, and just be done with it and just have it as a toy car from then on out. I know the engine and everything inside is fine. It's the outside that you guys know that needs to be fixed, and that's probably going to cost me $4 grand or more. But that's what my goal is to have done, is really spend money and have that thing just look in a mint condition again. Have you tried Garage synthetic clay chemical guys wash and gloss? I have tried. Some chemical guys wash like Gloss Works. I've tried theirs. It's okay. It's not that great in the 2-bucket system, but it's okay. Great in the foam cannon though. Like the synthetic Griot's Garage. No, I have their regular clay bar. Hold on, I'll show it to you, buddy. Let's see if I can easily find it. Okay, it's not there. Where did I put the Griot's Garage? Okay, here it is. So I have the traditional clay from Griot's Garage, the typical yellow, the soft clay, but I don't have the synthetic clay because, remember, I still have, I have this, I don't know if you can see back there in the corner, the Mother's 2.0 synthetic clay. That thing is amazing. You can buy at Walmart. I also have the Eagle 1 clay prep mitt here. These things are just amazing. You just put your hand in it, like it sits like a glove, and you just go back and forth. It's so quick. Honestly, it's worth every bit of 15, 20 bucks, whatever you end up spending for those products. They're way better. I'm trying to read through all your questions, so I do apologize, guys. I try and answer everybody's stuff. Is 93 Accord a good project car? Yeah, dude. I still remember the 90s from when I was in high school. The 90 Accords, 93s. Those are great looking cars. Look really good. 93 was still the older, traditional, longer body style before it had the rounded look of it. I think 94 is when they went to the rounded look, and I kind of like really didn't like it too much. Typical 90s style, but the 93 I think was the last of the long ones. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off by 1 year, but you know, yeah, no problems whatsoever. As long as you need a good solid car. You would never line up against the GTR. Forget it. I'd rather sit in the passenger seat. Yeah, it really is. It's a different world when you know you can beat almost every car on the road, and you're rarely going to have any competition out there. It's just, I don't know. It's when you know you've beaten everybody, it's just like, do I really need it? The only other guys that you're going to have problems with that would beat that are either other very high-end cars, or somebody that might have sunk, $50,000 into their Mustang Cobra, and you're like, you just spent $100 grand. Why didn't you buy a GTR and just put some mods on that? It's still a Mustang, and that's just the way I see it. But hey, I know everybody has their own things. Maybe you're a big Mustang lover, and you're like, damn, it was worth $50,000 in mods to beat that GTR. And I'm like, hell no, it wasn't. Jeez. But you know the types I'm talking about. But it runs tens. I'm like, you just spent $100 grand on a Ford Mustang. What the heck were you thinking? There's so many cars under 100 grand you can get that'll blow your mind. You can get a used Audi R8s or whatever you want. I mean, you're gonna turn heads with an Audi R8 or a GTR. The Mustang, everybody's just gonna think you're a regular Mustang on the road, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's just kind of like, meh, And I'd rather have another one. My first car was a Hyundai Excel. So it was a 1980 something Hyundai Excel hatchback. It was a piece of crap. My parents bought it for me for a Christmas present. They bought it from the neighbor for 800 bucks. Literally every 2 weeks, and this is no lie, every 2 weeks the car broke down. Every 2 weeks. This is back when Hyundai was a complete trash company. Nowadays, Hyundai is really good, and they last really good. They have some of the highest resale. Their resale values are going up because they're also having the highest customer satisfaction. They're also having some of the highest where their cars aren't breaking down. They're having just everything in Hyundai and Kia, because Hyundai owns Kia, is amazing now. And you can see that in their cars. Their cars look good. The quality is better. And they're still cheaper than Honda, Toyota, because they're still building their name. I guarantee in 10 more years that won't be the same. You won't be able to buy a Hyundai for like $2 or $3 grand less than you will for a Honda Accord. It will be the exact same price, because their quality is now up at the Honda and Toyota level, and it's showing that now, and their resale values are going up because of it. So, yeah, it was bad. But you know what? That old car that was a piece of crap gave me the drive to want to go out and get my job that I still work at today. I was 17 years old, and my friend said, "Oh, come to my job. I'll get you. You just put my name down. I'll get you in." And I'm like, okay. And so I did. And sure enough, I got hired. And I started 2 weeks later, and I never quit. And I've been there over 21 years now. Almost 21 and a half years I've been at the company. And because I wanted a car. The rule was, for my dad, I'll co-sign a loan with you for your first car loan, but you have to show me that you won't quit. So I want 3 or 4 months out of you before I will co-sign a loan with you. And then you're going to get a couple $1,000 car, and we're going to go from there. So I worked for 4 months of the company. My dad said, "Okay, you can go ahead and start looking for a car now. That's fine." Because we were sinking. He was literally sinking so much money into my other car. He kept spending it out of his own pocket to keep fixing the other car, because he realized it was a turd of a car. And so I said, okay. So we found, I went in the back. I still remember I went to the Ford dealership, and I wanted to see some used cars. It was there in Jacksonville, Florida. And I said, "Well, what other trade-ins have you got?" So the lady took me to the back of the lot where they just got a bunch of trade-ins in, and they had a Chevy Beretta back there. It only had like 30-something thousand original miles. It was 4 years old, and it was some old lady's car that traded in. Stick shift, everything, mint condition. I ended up taking a loan for like $6,000 to buy it. That's all I spent. My dad co-signed it with me, so it worked out great. The funny thing is, I kept the Hyundai Excel for like another 2 or 3 months. My dad's finally said, "Get it out of here, sell it." The first day I put it up for sale, 2 hours later, a guy came up and offered me $800 cash, and I was like, done. So my dad actually gave me $1,000 down payment for that Chevy Beretta, and so I just gave him the money right back for it, because he let me basically borrow $1,000 for him as a down payment. And so that's what I did. I just signed the check over to him, and I said, "Here you go," and I put the money back in his bank account so that I would have a down payment, and he co-signed a loan with me, and then that's how it went. And then of course I had to keep a job in order to pay the car payments, and I never quit, and that's just the story of it goes from there. That car was totaled 3 years later. I was living in Clearwater, and a guy T-boned me and completely totaled the car. He had no insurance. So my insurance had to pick up the tab, and they just cut me a check. And I used that money to go and put a down payment down on the brand new Honda Accord in 2000 that I bought. I bought a brand fully loaded Honda Accord coupe, and there you go. That was my first Honda Accord I owned. Then I bought another Honda Accord. And then you start to get the idea of how I got the Screen M Accord. So that's the way it came down. What's the fastest mile per hour you've gone in the GTR? About 145, 150. Could 2003 Honda Accord be a nice sleeper? I don't know. I like 2002 and 97, or 97, 98, 2002. I like the looks a lot better of those, but yeah, I guess you could. You should get one of the, maybe get a station wagon. I see a lot of guys that get the station wagons from the 90s, and they do a lot of work with those. I get 35 miles per gallon. That's pretty good. How many kids you want to, how many kids? Not really. Most people don't really want to race you in the GTR. I've only had a few people floor it, and I'm just like laughing at them. Like, we're talking riced out Civics, like completely riced out with a big old fart can on the back. I've had a couple of people like that do that, and they'll go, "Wah!" And they're not going anywhere, the types like that. They're screaming down the road, and they're only doing like 40 miles an hour, and you're like, really, bro? Those are the ones you laugh at, because I'm like, dude, go have fun. I'm like, your piece of shit car is like terrible. Like, why are you even trying? It's like, maybe you roll down the window and say, "Hey man, can you floor it for me or something?" Or give me, basically rev it up. Like, I want to hear it rev, if you don't mind that. But trying to race with your riced out Honda Civic and the tilty wheels, like, really? I mean, he guys straight up floored it, and I'm like, what? I was just laughing my ass off. He was just revving it. I'm like, what is the point? I just laugh at those guys. It's just, why do people want to do that? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody's, I guess, their own, you know what I mean? Everybody's their own. There's no big deal with that. Where have you been working in the past 21 years? I work at a shipping company. Those Civics with different color fenders. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Pooh. That's just the way it goes. And, there's nothing wrong with a Civic. Like, again, I like the Civic Type R. It'll probably be my four-door car I'll buy next year because I don't want to get into another expensive car payment. But, trying to go heads up with a GTR, it's like, dude, really? No, that's just a waste of time, especially with your fart can riced out one. Now, I know there's a lot of built Civics. I get that, but this was not a built Civic. This was straight rice. Yeah, I loved my 2000 Honda Accord. It was a dark green Honda Civic Type R V6, had the V6 in it, and it was the EX, so it had the EX V6. So it was a fully loaded model of the Honda Accord. Every bell and whistle, leather, power, everything, you name it, it had it. And I think I paid out the door for it was like $25,500. And this is back in 2000. So probably in today's money, that's probably like upper 30s. 30 something, $36,000 I spent, and I was only 19. I was right at 20 years old spending that kind of money. I was buried. After 2.5 years of owning it, I said, I'm done paying these high payments. I ended up selling it because I was like, nope, and I bought an older Honda Accord instead, a four-door older, because I didn't want the debt anymore. I was like, it's not financially sound to keep being at the edge of your paycheck every single month, paying $510 a month. It wasn't worth it for me, and then paying $160 a month for insurance, and this is back then. And I just said it wasn't worth it, so I let it go, and I just said, screw it. I'd rather have money in my pocket to buy stuff than just barely make it by every single month on a part-time job. So that's why I ended up selling that car. It was a great car, but it wasn't worth the payments for me anymore. Like $510 back in 2000, I pay $736 a month for the GTR, and this is 2018. You see where I'm at? So basically, it was like I was paying $700 something a month for a Honda Accord back, almost 20 years ago. So it wasn't worth it for me. How long does it take you to wash your car? 15, 20 minutes maybe, just doing it my own time. The wheels, honestly, the wheels take the longest for me. I really get in there with the wheel brushes and make sure they're all clean. So that's probably what takes longer. Just washing the panels and stuff, that's really quick. That's not the problem. It's the wheels that take me so long. So what I normally do is I wash the car so I do one section at a time. I keep spraying the whole car down to keep it wet. I don't let it dry. I just keep car wet the entire time. And then I dry the entire car, and then I'll do the wheels, or I do the wheels first, and then I'll do the entire car. So that way the car never has a chance to dry on there and get any water spots. All-time favorite soap of all time, I would say either Limitless Car Care, Limitless Lather, Wax God's Car Soap, or the new Wax Shop stuff. I was so blown away by the new Wax Shop's car soap. I just was like, you gotta be kidding me, guys. It was just that good. One of my subscribers told me they bought it. A couple of my subscribers told me it came in the mail and they tried it and they were really shocked. So I'm really glad to hear that I'm not the only one that thought it was that good. I think it's here somewhere. I put it in one of the buckets, I think. You guys should really see where I keep my stuff. It's just stupid. Yeah, here. This one. So the Wax Shop. Let me see if we can get it in focus. There he goes. The Wax Shop. This stuff is amazing in the foam can, and it's amazing in the 2-bucket. It's just mind-blowing. But yeah, I literally keep it in one of the 5-gallon buckets. It's pretty funny. I just keep stuff everywhere. That way I can keep it organized. But any one of those companies, literally, I would buy it for you just to prove my point that it was that good. That's really, honestly, truly how deeply I feel about these products, and that's why I try to push them, because it's always the smaller companies that make the better products, because they have so much more to prove than Mr. McGuire's or Mr. Mother's and stuff like that. You know what I mean? They don't have to prove anything. Their name's already out there. But the small companies, they bust their butt to make the products better. Have you tried VO7 sealant? I have the spray sealant. I think this is what you're talking about over here. I do have it. Here, hold on, buddy. You talking about this right here? So this is the Deep Optical Select High Gloss Spray Sealant from VO7. I do have it, but as you can see, I haven't tested it out yet. So give me a couple weeks now that I'm back into business again, and I'm back from vacation, and I'm kind of back from my YouTube vacation, let's just put it that way, and I'll be able to knock it out for you guys. Preferred tire shine. If you want longer lasting tire shine, either go with a gel or a cream. So your gel is probably your McGuire's Endurance Gel. Your Grillo's Garage Tire Gel. Here, I'll show it to you just so you can understand. Hold on. Let me try and get it out here. Just so you can get a feel for it. This is a gel. It's really, really good. This will last you about two weeks plus, depending on how bad it is, what kind of road stuff you are on. It'll last you really good. The McGuire's Endurance Gel is somewhere down here, but I can't find it. Just trust me, it's a really good run right there. What else would I say? A cream based, I would say anything from like Masterson's Trim and Tire Shine, really, really good. Lasts me almost 3 weeks. The same with Chemical Guys VRP or Adams Tire Shine. So hold on, I'm trying to step over everything. I know it's a little bit messy right now, but bear with me. This kind of stuff, okay? So the Masterson's Trim and Tire Shine, right? So you see here, it's a cream based, okay? The cream base lasts longer than a gel. The gel lasts longer than an aerosol can. So that's what you need to look at when you're buying these products. But those are the ones that I go to. They give you a nice shine that are going to last the longest. If you want like a super wet look, you need to go with the aerosol cans. There's ones out there for that too. 21, I have no car payment. Life is good. I got no debt. So money stacking up. That's good. The only problem with no debt, Richard, is when you need to buy a house, you need to buy a car, you need to buy something, you have no credit history because you haven't been paying any bills like all the time. My credit is stellar. My wife's credit is stellar just because of the fact that, I'll give you an example, okay? So Richard, here's what we did. We booked the next cruise here for next month, the Disney. It was $3,600 with taxes for all three of us. The very next day after it posted to my bank account that on my Visa card that I paid it on, I paid $1,800 on it. So I paid half of it off immediately. So when next month when the actual bill comes in for the other $1,800 that's still on my credit card, I'll pay it off. So I'm still showing that I'm charging and paying it. I pay way extra on the car. You guys know that. I pay extra on everything I have because I hate debt. But you still have to show that you're making payments. You got to, hey guys, I'm making payments. I'm making payments. They've got to see that. So if you don't have a credit card, just get one for $500, $1,000 and just put gasoline payments on it once a month and to pay it off at the end of the month. Do something because you do have to have some kind of credit everywhere in life. You have to. If you want to rent a car, you have to have a credit card. If you want to buy a house, you have to have credit. If you want to buy a car, you have to have credit. Unless you have cash, which, let's face it, not many people roll up to a dealership with 35, 40 grand cash in their pocket. So, these are, it definitely has to, you have to have it. If you want to rent a house, you want to rent a townhome, you have to have credit. They want to see your credit history and stuff that you have because they want to make sure you can make the payments on time. So that there is ups and downs to credit. There's always downs, of course, more downs than you hear about ups, but there is ups to having a good credit as well. First night, looks like I saw in the car was a 90s Integra. Oh, 90s Integras look great. I'd like that Acura is finally starting to get back and making nice looking cars, and they're really making some nice sportier cars, with the Type A, the A specs and stuff. I would love if Honda aka Acura would listen and bring back a new Integra. I think that would really boost their sales. I think it would really boost the image of Acura again. The NSX was kind of a flop, the new NSX. It wasn't what people wanted. It's way out of price range for what people want. And I just don't think that it hit the mark where they were aiming for. It's not the 90s NSX that everybody wanted. Everybody just wanted the twin turbo V6 and be done with it. Match up against the GTR, essentially, cut somewhere close to that. 500 horsepower and a twin turbo V6 and sell it for $90,000. I think it would have done really good. 150, 160,000. That just, you're in a different market now where 160,000 you can like Acura NSX or use Ferrari or Lamborghini. I think I want the Lamborghini. Once you break the 100,000 limit, I think people start looking at it like, dude, there's so many better cars. I want exotics at $100 and something thousand. I'll take a 2 or 3 year old Lamborghini versus an Acura any day of the week. And I think that's a mental thing people have to get through. And I think the price really hurt them substantially. Yeah, they're hybrid, but get rid of the hybrid. But I think a new Integra would be wonders for Acura in their sales. But, that's just a Joe Schmo that grew up a teenager in the 90s, and the Acura Integras were everything. I really think they need a new Integra. I really and truly do. Next giveaway, hopefully soon. Give me a little bit of time. Good morning, Andy. How you doing, buddy? Hey, Chad, after watching your video using undiluted car soap in a foam can, are you going to try Black Magic Auto Drive? Cannot imagine that. I definitely could, man. I definitely could. I will definitely consider it for sure. There's a couple other options out there, but please leave that comment in the actual video so that way I remember it. Usually when things are in these comments, I usually go back to the videos and look at the comments and I'm like, oh, okay, these are what people want to see. That's what I generally do. So it's kind of like a writing down notes for me, and that's how I generally go back and look. What is the most requested things, and then I go back and do it. Have I tried ammo? No, I haven't. I'm sorry. Build your credit young, so history knows. Yeah, just get something where you can pay it off in like a month, 2 months, 3 months. Don't blow yourself out. My friend I went riding with last night, he has a Honda Grom. He just bought a used 370Z earlier in the year, and because he loved my 370Z. He's a younger kid, he's only like 21 now, and he would love the Grom. I let him ride the Grom up and down the street and stuff, and he really wanted one. So he went out and bought one. He said, I'm gonna have to get my dad to co-sign with me. I was like, listen, don't let your dad co-sign with you. If you can financially afford it on your own, if by your credit score, you pay for it by yourself, because once you have somebody co-sign with you, you're not going to get the full credit history from it. It's not going to help out your credit at all. You need to do it on your own, even if it's a higher interest rate. I said, these bikes are brand new, $3,000 something. I said, do it on your own. Eat the higher interest rate, because then the next time it goes around, you're going to just be like, damn, this kid's got good credit history, and then it's going to come back down. And he did. He qualified by himself. His interest rate's a lot higher than mine was on the Honda Grom when I bought mine, but the fact is, he was able to get it on his own. I said, I'm telling you, it's going to help. Just pay double payments on it every month. But I said, just make the payments early. And I said, you won't have any problems. It's going to help your credit, and you're not just your dad's credit. So that's what he's been doing. Yeah, I'll use John in my, so the GTR requires premium gas, 91 or better. So does the ZX6R. My Prelude demands 91 or better premium as well. The Honda Grom doesn't, obviously, and neither does my old white Prelude that's not here right now. But I generally put, especially with the Grom, motorcycles take no gas, let's put it that way, guys. Everybody knows that. The Grom has like a gallon and a half tank in the Honda Grom, so I always put premium in the Honda Grom. It literally costs me like $4 or $5 to fill up, maybe. It's usually like $4 to fill up the Honda Grom with premium. It's crazy. The ZX6R here, my big sport bike, it has to take premium. It takes me about $9 to fill it up with premium. And it's 93. We have 93 octane here in Florida. I know some places that have like 94, 95, but here in Florida, it's 93 octane. And it cost me, for the ZX6R, like $9 or $10 to fill it up from empty. The GTR cost me $47, $48 to fill up, and the Prelude's around like $42, $43. So I do use premium in it. You get the best results that way. So yeah, it's the way it goes. And trust me, I've been there when I was a young man and I was hurting financially. I couldn't afford to do those stuff, and I would put regular in some of the things. And you know, maybe it was a little bit sluggish, but I had to do what I had to do with some days. You know. Thoughts on chiropractors. From what my wife says, as my wife's a doctor, you guys all know this by now. She said most of the chiropractors, what they do is they just fix you enough so that you have to keep coming back. They don't permanently fix you. They just kind of tweak you a little bit so you feel better, but in a month or 2 months from now, you have to come back and see them again. So it's kind of, think of it like a drug dealer. How the drug dealers, you know, they give you that little sample. Here's that, and then you get hooked on it. Well, then what happens? Well, now you need more of that drug. So where are you going to go? You're going to go back to that drug dealer again, and you're going to go over and over and over. So he's getting all his sales from you, and that's essentially what happens. And that's what she says. Now, I know my wife's not my wife's a family practice doctor, but the fact is that's what you see it as. Which one of your bikes is the loudest? By far, the ZX6R is way louder. Man, after yesterday, we were riding for like an hour and something around Orlando. Dude, my ears were ringing. I forgot to put my earplugs in, and I thought we were just going to go for a short ride. I ended up going up by Universal. We were up behind Disney. We're all the back gates of Disney. There's back roads around Disney World you can go around. We were way out by the Orlando Eye, the big wheel on International. We were all over the place. And I got home, my ears were ringing, and I was like, "Oops, forgot my things." The Grom is not near as loud. It's very quiet in comparison. Have you seen Scotty McKilmer on YouTube? I've heard of him, but I don't watch him. Premium in LA now is like $4. Gas is going down here. I noticed that today. I saw gas regular unleaded, like 87, was $2.60 a gallon here in Florida. At least where I live in Florida, $2.60. So I'm definitely noticed gas is starting to go back down in price a little bit. Like a week or two ago, it was like $2.69, $2.79. So it's definitely starting to slowly come back down now. How many hours of sleep do you get per day? It depends, anywhere from 8 to 10. It depends what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Here. You want to see the Grom? I'll start it up for you so you can hear it. So you hear it? I don't know if you can see it. So you see it's really not that loud, right? It's just like a meh, nothing crazy. So you're like, oh yeah, that's fine. Now, you want to hear the ZX6R start up? You're going to be like, holy hell. I don't even want to, oh God, it stinks in here now. I'll start with the ZX6R. Ready? See what I mean? It's a lot louder. This thing is a lot louder. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. Toronto's $1.49 a gallon here for 91 octane. Yeah, I only wanted to rev it. It already stinks in here because the garage door shuts. I don't want to do it anymore. You're gonna breathe out CO2. Well, I'm trying to get high, okay, Cody? Give me a minute, bro. You want me to get high, right? That's what you guys do in New York, right? New York. No, these don't sound like a car at all. Here, I'll open the side door for you guys. So this goes out between my house and the neighbor's. They're probably like, who the fuck is revving up that damn bike? But yeah, the neighbor's house is like right there. You can't see it. It's too dark. Here, hold on. Actually, you can. Hold on. What? I don't know if you can see it or not. You can just see the wall right now. But it's there. Whew. Okay, that was enough of that. Shut the door again. Don't want to be rude to anybody. That's why I shut them off immediately. ZX6R is a beast, dude. I love the ZX6R. It's a blast. I have thought about going to a 1000cc motorcycle, but look who it is. He heard the motorcycles. He heard the motorcycles. This is what he does. He heard them. He didn't know I was out here, I don't think. So he was probably like playing with his iPad and shut the door. Yeah, he definitely heard the motorcycle start up and he came, ooh, yeah, motorcycles were out here, weren't they? Yay, motorcycles. I've used Garage Speed Shine. Yeah, I have. I've definitely used it. It's a really good detailer. Their best to show detailer is even better. Highly recommended the best to show detailer. Yeah, see, look at my son. He's starting to play with the motorcycle. Say hi. No, you're not getting on the motorcycle right now. Not right now. Now he's gonna get all mad because he wants to get on the motorcycle. Yeah, neighbors here, at least it's not like New York. Neighbors here, I think the houses are like 15 feet apart from each other, maybe 20 feet apart from each other. That's about how much, yeah, it's probably 20 feet. Let's just say 20 feet between each other's house. So that's the way it goes. Yeah, good times. How long has we been there? Damn, we've been on 1 hour and 40 minutes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off at like 2 hours. So let's do 20 more minutes of this and hang out for a few more minutes. And ask me any questions you want. We'll go from there. Get in focus. There, it's better, it's better. So yeah, like feel free to ask me anything in the next 20 minutes and then I'm gonna go back inside. I've gotta do some stuff around the house. And then, you know, we gotta play that new Call of Duty Blackout game, the Black Ops 4 Blackout. I love that game. So we just gotta do a few things around the house. We might do some laundry tonight, something. I like to do laundry at night because that means I'm playing games and I totally forget about it and then I just go downstairs when I need to swap them out. The ranch tonight is not in the house. Our next cruise is in November. Like I said, we're taking the Disney Fantasy, which is the newest Disney cruise ship, down to the Western Caribbean. So it goes to Castaway Cay in the Bahamas. It goes to Falmouth, Jamaica. We've been there. It sucks, but we're going back. Cozumel, Mexico, and Grand Cayman. We've been to all these places several times. So to us, it's just a vacation because Disney goes so far out of their way to treat you better than any other cruise line. We were going to take like Norwegian or Royal, and then we got the price quotes on them all, and they were within like $700 of Disney. We're like, because Disney on this cruise coming up had a Florida discount rate, and it was like $1,100 cheaper than normal. And I'm like, food for like $600 or $700 more, we're going to Disney. So that's basically what we did. You can see I got my Disney Cruise Line shirt on right now. So that's the next cruise. Like I said, it'll be coming up there in November. Thanks for answering most of your questions. Shows up. Appreciate the subscribers. Dude, I always take care of my subscribers, John. I thank you so much for stopping by. You know, it's just what you do. The way I've always understood it, even with a business, you take care of your people. If you take care of your people, they'll recommend more people to come to you, and you're gonna thrive. If you try and burn people, you burn your customers, burn your subscribers, like crap, they're gonna stop coming to you. You know what I mean? They're gonna stop, you know, watching your videos. They're gonna stop. They're gonna unsubscribe from you, stuff like that. I see that with so many YouTube channels. They get too big for their britches, and they just act like they're better than everybody else in the world. And then their channels start doing this, and I can't do that. You know what I mean? I like hanging with you guys. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege to get to hang with you guys. My channel is 25,000 something subscribers, and I'm just happy. You know, it's the way it is, and I don't have to do it as a job. What's your favorite racing game you've ever played? The only one racing game I ever got into was on PlayStation 1, the original Gran Turismo. Back then, that was the best graphics I had ever seen on any game before. As a matter of fact, that was the reason why I bought a PlayStation 1. I'd never owned a PlayStation. Obviously, it was the first one. That is the only reason I bought a PlayStation. Was for Gran Turismo. What type of people are going on the Disney cruise? Yeah, it's definitely family oriented. There is no casino on all Disney cruises. There's no casino. Every other cruise line has casinos. Disney does not have a casino. So sorry, Matthew. It's not going to work out for you, buddy. No casino for you on Disney cruises. They just do not have them. Every other cruise ship has like a section that has like a casino area, but there is no casino in the Disney cruises at all. What in the heck are you doing? He's like pushing me from behind. Yes, I've been with my wife on the Disney Wonder. What is your problem? Don't come out here screaming. Yes, it's a bug. Step on it. Step on it. Just step on it. It's a bug. Step on it. Be a man. Man up and step on it. Step on it. Squish it. Step on it. You really gonna let it get away? Great. What kind of man am I raising right now? I can't even step on a bug. Oh, I like the GTR way better. Do you like German cars? I know they like the reliable. Nah, not really. Some of them look nice, but damn, they're not reliable. They're very expensive to fix. Do you use 1 pound to compound? And so here's how it goes. Usually volatile, you need to use 2 different pads depending on what you're going to use. So orange cutting pads are usually your general for cutting for compounds. What? It's just a dragonfly. It's no big deal. My son sees a dragonfly. When you get to a polish, sometimes polishing, all you need is a lighter cutting pad. So let's say a white cutting pad. You can use polishing with an orange pad if you want. You just kind of, sometimes you like to see which one works best for you and what your needs are on the car. But yeah, that's what you can do. And then when you actually get the wax, then you want to switch up to like a black pad or a red pad because they have 0 cutting and they're just meant to spread wax to their sealants on your car. That's all they're meant to do. The funny thing about the subscribers is low views. Yeah, the funny thing is, it's the way it goes, Pooh. I have people that are subscribed that never watch my videos, and I don't understand that, but that's generally the way it does. Even on the big YouTube channels, we're talking like multi-millions. Let's say they have 1 million subscribers. They'll be lucky to get 200,000 views per video, if they're lucky. And that's generally what you can expect, I've been told, is about 20-25% if you're lucky on a good day of views per video you make. A couple of your videos might do extra good and you might get 100% or more of the actual things, but generally all you're going to get is about 20-25% of all your subscribers. And that's generally all I get. Usually in the first week it's about 10 to 15%, and then after a week or 2 later it goes up. But that's generally what I get. I don't get 25,000 views in the first week or 2 per video. Actually, only a few of my videos will actually get to 25,000 views, and it will take a couple months. It's just what happens. As a matter of fact, you guys know I have a small motorcycle channel. It has like 6,700 subscribers on it. I rarely get to motovlog anymore, where I put the GoPro on my camera and ride around town and talk. Well, I was invited by my kid in Honda Power Sports over there in Winter Haven when I took the GTR over there to do an unboxing video of their brand new Honda Monkey, the retro style Honda bike. It's the same engine and everything as the Honda Grom, but in a little retro bike. That video already has 25,000 views on it, and I just put it out last weekend. 25,000 views in 1 week. And now that is going to go viral. So it's going to make decent money, and it's going to get tons of new subscribers for me. But, you know, those subscribers aren't probably going to watch my other videos, or very few of them will. And that's just the way it goes as a YouTuber. You got to learn these things. As you're a new YouTuber, you can usually hit those numbers, but once you get thousands and thousands and more, you're never going to hit those numbers like that anymore. You rarely. Yeah, I'm disappointed too, Cody. My son like chickened out. It was like an ant or something really small, and he wouldn't even step on it. We're gonna have to tough him up a little bit. Tough him up. Yes, he sees the dragonfly. There's, like I said, the dragonfly up top. Do you need, yes, anything in the state of Florida. In the state of Florida, Cody, anything over 50 cc, you have to have a license in the state of Florida. And since even scooters are like 50 to 100 cc, you have to have a motorcycle license in order to take it on the street legally. In the state of Florida, if you're under 21 years old, your license plate it's like white and red, and it says under 21, so that means you have to have a helmet on. If you're over 21 years old and you have the proper insurance, you do not have to wear a helmet in the state of Florida. It's just the way it goes. So you'll have a regular looking license plate, like a regular typical Florida license plate, like there, wherever it is, there. So that's what it looks like normally. But if you're under 21 years old, then your license plate is all white and it's just red letters in there. And on the bottom, instead of saying Sunshine State, it says under 21. So all police know you're under 21, you better have a helmet on. That's the rules. Does my son say much, Adam? Not really, buddy. He's starting to try and say some words now. He's a late talker. He's like 2.5 years old now. He's a late talker, but he understands everything we're saying. If we say something to him, He gets it, he follows it, he does it, but he just doesn't want to talk. He says a few words and that's about it. You know what I mean? No, you don't need a helmet in Florida as long as you're under 20. I mean, you guys see, I own 3 helmets. Even my son has a helmet. So here's my Rossi helmet. This is a Rossi replica from AG, the really expensive helmet from Italy. So this is pure carbon fiber. The damn things are $1,500. I got it on sale, but this you can see is a snowman. So this was from the 2016 model, and I bought it. When did I bought it? Or was it maybe 2017 model? Anyways, I bought it like a year afterwards. So I got it on deep discount. I paid like 700 something for it because it was last year's model. And when I bought it, and damn, it's so light. Like my HJC is from Korea, and they're really good and really light. But this thing is pure carbon fiber, and it's like, dear God, it's so light in comparison. But it's a pure like racing helmet, and it has I love the cool graphics of it. You know, you got the Rossi numbers on the back. Here you can see the 46. And then it's got the snowman all around. So basically this was his, which one is it? I forgot what it was. The winter test thing. They usually have different models. And in the winter they go down to like, I want to say it's somewhere in like Thailand or something like that. And they race. Even though it's the winter, we're talking like December, it's still like 90 degrees down there. That's what's so funny. But what Rossi always does is he always has custom ones made for them. His design wise, he gets to pick it himself, what he likes. And then they make it for him. So they make replicas. They make, I think there are even numbered replicas in the back. And that's what I had to do. I got a replica of it. What does it say? It says there's only 2,500 ever made. I don't know if you can see that right there. There's a small little thing right there in the back. It says limited edition number 1045 of 2,500 ever made. So there's only 2,500 of these helmets. And like I said, they're $1,500 for each one of those. And I just got it on really good sale. Calm down. My son's having too much fun. Is there a state inspection on emissions on Stadium, Florida? No, there was when I was a teenager where I lived in Jacksonville, Florida, you had to test your emissions, but all the counties around Jacksonville, Florida never had it. So they eventually get rid of it when I was like, I think like 15 years old, or 16, they got rid of it. And they just charged everybody $10 more a month. That's all they did, or a year for the sticker. They just got rid of all of their emissions testing at all. Because every other county around Jacksonville, Florida didn't have it. Jacksonville was like one of the last holdouts. What do you want? You want bubbles? Yeah. Well, then go get me the bubbles. Go get me the bubbles. They're over here. Go around and get the bubbles. He wants me to fill up the bubble more. Under 20, that's embarrassing. Yeah, even the license, your state license, I don't know how yours looks out where your state is. But you know how it's normally horizontal like this? So on the state license for Florida, if you're under 21, they used to just have a little red bar underneath it would say under 21 on your regular license. But now what they do is, instead of being horizontal, they turn it vertical like this. So your picture's up and down like this, so everybody knows that right away, as soon as they inspect it, like somebody, you want to buy alcohol or cigarettes, they know immediately that you're under 21. There's no hiding it anymore. So if it's vertical, you're stuck with it, you know what I mean? Hold on, my son wants bubbles in there, so bear with me, guys. I gotta get him some bubbles. There we go. All right, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy. Thoughts on a dual sport helmet? A lot of guys like to rock it. They're really popular because they have the sun visor on the top, but for me, it's not worth it. God, get back and focus. It's so bad. This camera is terrible. Come on. I don't know what's going on with it. It's just way out of focus. There it goes. I don't like it. I just change out the visors on all my helmets to a nice chrome, like a tinted chrome visor window, and it helps out the sun with me because I wear contacts and it's just too bright otherwise. They do the same thing with the California vehicle ID. There you go, Hector. I don't know. Again, Florida, like I said, it went from horizontal to like they change it up and down, so it's up and down like this. And like I said, everybody knows. I don't know what your problem is, Nathan. California ID driver's license is vertical. Yep, maybe it's nationwide now. Maybe it's a thing. It only started in like the last 10 years. When I was a kid, we had for my driver's permit and my very first license, it was laminated, the typical laminated old school ones, you know, back in the mid 90s. And then I think in like the late 90s, they changed it, like 98, 99, they changed it to like the regular, like credit card style one, the hard copy, you know, and it's computer generated picture and all that stuff. And then they, like I said, but you still had the under 21, right? Right underneath your picture was like in red, it said under 21. And then, so at 21, you had to go get a new license. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. It expired on your birthday, on your 21st birthday. So you had to go get a new license afterwards. So when you got the regular one, it said it didn't have the under 21. Just a little small red line underneath it that said under 21. Nowadays, it's completely swapped where it's vertical. So you can tell every little like young kid driver out there, if they pop out of the thing, like everybody knows you're under 21. How's it going, by the way? Greetings from San Diego. Doing pretty good, Hector. We're just relaxing. I'm going to be running this about another 6 or 7 minutes. I got to go inside, start taking care of some laundry. I'm going to play some Call of Duty tonight, hang out with my son a little bit, and maybe get a snack or two, you know what I mean? But, I've been having a good time. I'm going to be starting to work again now that the temperature is starting to come down. I've got to bag up all of my clippings, yard clippings from today. But I'm really going to start, hopefully tomorrow, I'm going to go ahead and try out the wax shop's, where is the detailer over here? Hold on, I literally put it in one of the 5-gallon buckets. I put all my stuff in there. Hold on, let me still see it. Oh, God, didn't want to try that. So it's called Slick Stuff Spray Detailer. Hold on, let me put the cap back on. The cap actually came off. So bear with me, guys, bear with me. So I'll be trying out this stuff right here. It's called Slick Stuff. It's spray detailer. So it says it's great lubrication, enhances gloss. So this I'll be using on the GTR and just going on from there and trying it out. So we'll see. I actually have, the 3D Car Care 1 hybrid compound and polish. I'm actually going to be trying here on the GTR, but I just haven't had time. What are you doing, buddy? You're using my GoPro thing. PS4, Xbox, I own them both. I own everything, Hector. It's just the way I am. When I've played video games for years since I was a kid. The Call of Duty I'm playing right now is on my PS4 Pro, my Glacier white one. Us white people have to have our white Glacier Xboxes, right, or PS4s. And I have the regular original PS4, but it has some HDMI problem in the back, so I just bought another one. I have the Nintendo Switch. I have the Xbox One Day 1 edition. I have my PC, gaming PC. I have it all, man. I spend too much money. So one of the things I actually enjoy is like a few games a year, just buying games, because I spend so many hours at night playing it that to me it's worth it. You know what I mean? Rarely do I spend a lot of money on things, but that's one of the rare things I will spend money on is video games. Like, I pre-ordered Red Dead Redemption 2. I always like the GTA series, always fun. They suck you in for hours and hours of the whole story, so that's always fun to do. So I will be getting that here. I think it comes out next week, and so I'll be picking that up. But I'm in love with the new Battle Royale from Call of Duty. I think it's great. I can't stop playing it. As a matter of fact, I already have like 46 wins in Call of Duty Blackout. We literally play it nonstop. And it's just, we win nonstop, and that's always fun. I haven't really touched multiplayer because all I want to do is play the Battle Royale. Let's switch. Don't even play the Switch. Yeah, I hooked the Switch up to the big 60-inch TV, and I played Zelda on it for a while and Mario. Great games, just don't have the time for them like I did as a kid because I'm always watching him. But back then, when you're younger, you can just sit there and just go to town and who really cares what happens, but you can't do that anymore when you're a parent. You just can't. Like I used to ride 5 days a week to work. All I did was ride to work. I didn't take any of my cars. I loved it. I could get to work a lot faster on the motorcycle. I could zip through traffic, fit through all the slow traffic. I just go right around them. Lane split illegally. Lane split. We're not in California, so we don't get to lane split legally, but if both cars are doing 35 in a 45 zone, I'm going to lane split you. I'm going to go right between you guys, and that's generally what I do. But you could just get through town so much faster. But now I can only ride maybe 2 days a week if I'm lucky, Monday and Friday, when my wife is home in time where I can take the motorcycle to work. So it works out fine. White doesn't collect dust as black. The black one, yeah. The funny thing is, I had the black one. For some reason, you hear it powering up, but it wasn't sending the signal to HDMI. So I looked it up online. There's some kind of problem with the HDMI in the back where I don't know what happens to it. It just goes bad over time on the PS4s, the original PS4. So mine was a day one PlayStation 4, and it had problems. So I just went ahead and bought a PS4 Pro. I was like, screw it, I'll just spend the money. I bought a new one. So that's the way it went down. Anybody have any other questions? You can talk about anything you want. We're going to about 2 more minutes, and we're going to go ahead and call it an evening here. Hopefully, you guys did like the Garage Hangout. A lot of people were asking for more. Now that we have 1,000 megabit cable here, I got 1,000 megabit cable now. And so I got a brand new router as well. I got a Netgear Nighthawk router. I got the best router you could get from them. So it's the really, really high end, like $200 something for their Wi-Fi router. So I'm not having any problem with signals. Last weekend we had a problem with the app crashing on YouTube. So it had nothing to do with the signal, but that sucked. But it seemed to be, it's okay. The temperature's dropping, so I'll hang out in the garage more with you guys. I heard there's a huge caravan of people coming headed to Florida. Why would they head to Florida from Nicaragua? Either way, I don't think they're going to be making it across the border. I'll tell you that right now, man. I don't think that's going to happen. PS4 Pro is supposed to have a price drop. Yeah, I think Sony has already announced they're working on the PS5 right now. So I think you're going to probably see it maybe to end of 2019, beginning of 2020 sometime is when the PS5 will be out. They've already announced it. So I think the prices will start coming down, like you said. I bet we start seeing normal PS4s at like $199 and then PS4 Pros at $299. I would like to see that at holiday season, which I think is probably what we'll see. That'll be a good time to see, because right now PS4 regulars are still $299, and then the whatchamacallits are $399. Do you have any dents on the GTR? No, there's no dents on the GTR at all. There's no difference. Man, God, my son is just making nothing but mess around here. I hate that. I hate that. You gotta stop making a mess, buddy. Gotta stop making a mess. I'm like tripping over stuff because he's dragging stuff out and I'm not seeing it where I step on it. Ever thought about doing an oil change video on GTR? No, I actually took mine to a shop that works on the almost exclusively GTRs, and they actually did it for me. They charged me $100 for it because there's a whole under tray on it. They have full lifts and everything inside of it, so they know what they're looking for. They build GTRs there, and it was no big deal from them. They had it done in like 15 minutes. It was done. Like the whole thing was checked. They had it up in the air, and they walked around the entire underbody of the car with me and pointed out some things. They're like, all right, you got about another 5,000 miles on your tires. They're like, you brakes you probably need to do in the next 10,000 miles. Will last you around 10,000. And he said, we need to see you back here around 36,000 miles because you got to do all your fluids. According to Nissan, all fluids in the GTR, transmission, all that stuff has to be done at 36,000. So he said, we'll see at 36,000 miles and we'll get the fluids changed. But he said, you've got plenty of time left on your tires and your brakes and stuff. I always enjoyed the live stream. I like the interaction with you and the subscribers. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks so much for stopping by, as always. Remember the regular PS4s? I remember buying a lot of PS4s and selling them on eBay. I sold a lot of stuff. I always sling stuff. Nathan, calm down. No screaming. Night, Bob. When are you going to do another thing? My name's not Bob, by the way. It'll be next Sunday. Next Sunday nights are when I always do my live streams. It's just the way it goes. So I'll see you next Sunday then. Any other questions? Last second questions. I'm going to go ahead and get off for the night and go ahead and call it a night. And we'll go from there. But thanks so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully the video quality is good. Hopefully it worked out great. And I got to answer all your questions. You got to spend a little bit of time with me. So far, I'm going to do the turtle wax detail on the GTR this week. And I might try a couple other things. I really want to try the Grillo's Garage stuff on my wife's car, but I just didn't have a chance to try it out yet. But today I woke up too late and then I realized it was so cool outside. I was like, I got to do yard work. I absolutely have to do it. We got another yard noticed. It's somewhere in the trash. Just shit you not. We get so many letters from the HOA. It's just stupid. Yep, see? We got another one here in the HOA for violations, and I'm just like, whatever. Take care. Matt, thanks so much for stopping by, man. I really do appreciate it. We're finally getting cool down here now in Florida. Not cold like Canada, but we're getting a little cooler where I feel like I can do a little bit of work outside without dying, because earlier in the week it was still like 94 degrees every single day. It was terrible. And the heat index was over 100. See you next trial stream, dude. Thanks. Have a good night. Have a good night stream. Think it worked great. Good. Glad to hear it, Poo Panda. I really do appreciate it. Guys, thank you again for everything. I really do appreciate it. 2 thumbs up from me. And we'll see you guys at the very next video. Hopefully it'll be sometime. And I think we're going to do a full mixology test for Foam Friday. So get ready to look out for that too, where I mix up like 3 or 4 different car washes in the thing. And we just go to town with it. So I'll let you guys see then. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for being a part of my channel. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys at the very next YouTube video. Take care.